Back, everybody, with another exciting day of ProBots here on ES Champ. ProBots, our new YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Endersword found his way back once again for day 2 here to see some epic games. Are you ready for tonight's games, Endersword?
I am ready for tonight, and I did find my way here.
It took him about the same time as usual.
I had to type 7 more letters in.
There you go. So yeah, hopefully you all have been transitioning into this new channel well. Again, ES Champ ProBots. Tell all your friends about it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you like what you see and want to get us a little bit more visibility. The more people can see these epic bots. We've got 8 more bots we're going to look at tonight, Endersword, and they are all epic, and it's going to be great. Let's go ahead and look at, can we look at the bracket and what we're going to see tonight? So we've got 2 new bots in this group, as well as 6 returning bots coming in. More action. We're going to start things off with a crowd favorite, you could say. Ketch is here tonight to go against one of our new bots, Cubic Rubika, I believe is how that's pronounced.
I think so too. Even though those are 6s, you usually can't pronounce
Russian leet speak. Yeah. Cubic Rubika. Something. Anyway, that should be exciting. New bot, always fun to see. And Benbot BC coming back to go up against Sharkbot. Now this one we were talking about in post-bots last week, our little extra show that we do here. Yeah. Benbot and Sharkbot, I think, is going to be a really fun game. Sharkbot, you just never know what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah, you never know what that's going to be. It's he's got I want to say 18 different bots that are some variation of
a Sharkbot is back from a little break, right? Wasn't it whale mean last season?
Yeah.
So yeah Sharkbot's back for more action here. It's had a couple appearances in ProBots. This will be Sharkbot's 3rd time here. And then this will be Group D. So again, we're doing Groups C and D. We'll see all 8 of these bots tonight. Eris and Tyr. That is going to be a clash of titans, pretty much.
I think it will.
Eris is one of the most... Eris is winning pretty much everything. Actually, yeah, we were talking about Eris has 2 wins, but Rasper, the author, technically has 3 wins. Do we count that as the 3rd, or are we going just with the bots?
I think if you, I guess it's like saying the team has, the coach has this many wins, and the player doesn't.
I think it's got to be the first player to 3. Yeah, for our big hoopla.
Different, although that's again quite an accomplishment.
An amazing accomplishment, absolutely.
Yeah, to be the author. Like I think it's basic, especially since a lot of the bots are like a close enough sort of thing, or they're built kind of on top of each other in a way that it's still a similar accomplishment because they just kind of update the bot and update the name or something like that sometimes. So.
Well, it used to be Spiny, I think, was one of the main big winners. But yeah, and then of course our last couple there, Zozo and Dovahkiin. Zozo, again, another new bot. So 2 new bots in this group tonight. We'll be taking a closer look at them as we progress through the games here. But let's go ahead and take a look at our first matchup. While we do so, make sure you all check out our Crown Club. There are links below me to a lot of cool stuff, to tutorials, and you can make your own bot. There's a video in our videos page. There's a lot of cool make your own bot tutorials, stuff like that. Some really cool interviews that Drek's been doing, as well a bot workshop that Kwin, one of our admins, has been working on. So go check that out if you're a new author and want to. Even if you're if you're even a current author, go check that out. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some stats. Pull them up. I'm ready for them. I want to see what these bots are made of. Ketch. That 3 eye. I've never noticed it. Have you mentioned that it's had 3 eyes before? I feel like I've never noticed.
Possible.
I think it's 3 eyes.
Yeah, it's the 3-eyed raven. That's the whole point.
Huh.
Right?
I guess.
Yeah.
I've noticed and forgotten.
Yeah, it's the Game of Thrones raven.
Yeah. I've never seen that, so there you have it. Anyway, Ketch, also a very winning bot, has 2 first-place finishes under his belt, looking to get that 3rd here in Season 3 of 2022. Very strong bot. Has been throwing in a lot of little cheeses recently. A lot of like marine play, even some proxies, stuff like that. So yeah, who knows what Ketch going to bring. Going up against this new cute little kitty cat. Look at that. That is an adorable
Yes.
cat. Either that or he's thinking about how he could best stab you in the face with his claws. Very contemplative. Nice win rate, not bad, especially for a new bot. Pretty decent ELO. And yeah, this is his first time in ProBots. So welcome, Rubika. I think this is Darkness's second bot, though, isn't it? Or no, wait. No, this is Darkness's first bot.
Yeah.
First bot here in ProBots. All right. We're going to get things started here very shortly. Again, check out our Crown Club. Thank you, everybody who is in the Crown Club. You can see all your names scrolling down there below me. We're going to have a big party soon. Once we can start doing live events and our live finals, we'll all get together and we'll make direct buy everybody a drink.
We need people to start building esports bars again. If you want to buy and open an esports bar in Toronto, then we would appreciate it.
Heck yes. And if you know somebody who wants to help invest in that, here we go. Let's get together. Send us a DM. Let's make something happen. That would be awesome. One day. All right, we're going to hop into our first series here. Again, this is day 2 of season 3 here of 2022. We have got some epic bots for you tonight. So thank you for tuning in, everybody. It's really great to have you here. Well, let's go ahead and hop into our first best of 3 Ketch versus Rubika. Let's go. Ketch rocks. Ketch rock. Darkness is Rubika. We have game sounds. I don't hear any game sounds on stream. Is that just me?
I don't think I don't have in the video feed.
Production. I don't hear anything. They'll check on that, everybody. But here we go. We're going to kick things off with one of those proxies I was talking about. Again, Ketch, mixing it up these days. You never know what he's going to throw at you either. And yeah, we'll see what this new Protoss bot here can do. Now, what do we know about these bots? We know Ketch is epically strong and likes to do a lot of like Banshee Viking play, right?
Yeah, well, definitely, yeah. Viking play, Raven play, low tank pushes, huge factor.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's just really good positionally. He is, of course, he's in Java, one of our few Java bots.
Yes.
So he's doing a lot of the work to build that framework and get things all nice. So all you new Java authors will have something to start on. I think there's some tools out there already accessible to get you started with Java. Of course, Python, that is the most accessible and commonly used one for you new authors. And that is what Rubika is programmed in. Yes. Python, it's a good one to learn. That's still one I have not learned Python yet, I must admit. I know I've been learning C#. I'm pretty good with C#. I even have been learning a little C++.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Look at this go. Bunker is in range of that
it's
Nexus
there.
here.
It's starting to put the pressure on. It's kind of at max range, which I think is good. Yeah, see how it performs. It looks like there's really no acknowledgement yet by Rubika. But sometimes that's good. The key will be does this get canceled, realizing that it's under fire and it's about to complete. If it doesn't get canceled now, this is a potential liability and waste of money.
Oh
and
boy.
Yeah, there you go. Probe comes down. The mineral line, some of it will be safe, but some of these will be under fire. It's not like a line behind the front. It's kind of halfway there. And yeah, if this triggers this kind of trickle in, defend it sort of thing, then that's trouble.
Yeah, no, this is big trouble. 4 Marines in that bunker now, and yeah, this Nexus looks like it's gonna fall no matter what here. Yeah, I really hope the units don't just kind of go in one at a time. We do have Blink on the way, so that is gonna give some micro potential. But we'll see. Where's the Stalker going? He just popped out. Oh, don't do it, Stalker.
Yeah.
Careful.
Now the good thing will be if he if he takes out the Nexus, will it trigger the defense anymore? Like, will he feel a need to go and protect this or not? And it would be in his benefit almost if this Nexus dies peacefully.
And the Stalker too, unfortunately.
Yeah. So let's see if he sends more for it.
Yeah, no, yeah, hopefully you're right. Hopefully this does mean he'll just kind of sit up there and hang out, because he can't technically see the bunker anymore. So I'm curious, yeah, maybe he remembers. He is going to send the adept down, looks like. Yeah, we are just going to have a little bit of that bunker magnet scenario where the units just go to their deaths.
Yeah, we'll see what he gets. He's getting a second robo. He's getting an immortal underway too. If you do get up to like 2 immortals, you could potentially break this. He's getting blink. So yeah, there's some potential to eventually break out of here. But behind this, Ketch is going up to 3 bases, and it's certainly not shaping up to look good.
Yeah, well, it's looking good for Ketrock, that's for sure. And this wasn't even like a super all-in proxy or anything. This was just a little light pressure control proxy. You can see Ketrock's already got his second and I think third base coming up now, right? Yeah. Cloak on the way. Yeah, everything is going right for Ketrock right now. But again, he is one of the more veteran bots, so he's going to have a lot more of these little tricks up his sleeve, I think, than a new bot.
He needs something to pad for this because, yeah, the Immortal can't just tank this.
Oh, he's got
with the repair. He's chipping it down, but you need something in addition. Okay, the kiting might here. It's diverting fire to the Immortal as soon as comes in range. Okay, if this guy tanks it, now he's got a chance. But now the other one. But now the other one's kiting, and he now shouldn't be.
I think he can still get it. I mean, it is amazing. Yeah, he's keeping those units alive on like crazy. 0 health. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. All right, so he does break the bunker contain. That's something.
Not a complete loss, but he's very, very far behind. There is that back third base here that he's going to build at and maybe try and catch up. But he's at 26 workers, the 8 army supply that we see in front of us, the the immortals that are now questioning their immortality. And then it's Banshee time already.
It's Banshee time.
He does have Blink. And obviously with 2 robos, he can make observers if that's something in his programming. Also getting 2 Stargates. This is a really greedy, you can tell this is meant to be done with a lot of money. Yeah. And he doesn't have that money.
I mean, he's got enough to be able to at least start the building. So if he can, I don't know, maybe if you can just survive the next couple of minutes, the 3 bases will pay off because they're all producing probes, right? Well, he's got 2 at a time coming out, so. Oh, this Banshee, though, is killing them faster than they're popping out.
Yeah.
Banshee time. Look at it go.
Kind of going ham here. And yeah, he's not yet not yet bringing detection into it. It's like he's kind of abandoned the robo part of it. The Stalker kind of knowing what he's supposed to be doing. I'm surprised he hasn't targeted the Stalker down, but there's just too many probes.
Too many juicy probes, Endersword.
Yeah, he's just going crazy on it.
I mean, and wouldn't you choose the probes?
I suppose I would
the Banshee pilot.
Yeah. The real thing is that he's got all 3 Nexuses rallied to this mineral line.
Oh, does he really? Oh,
yeah.
Geez.
So they're coming from the back one and the main. All
you got to replace those workers.
Yeah, that's why it's so many of them.
Oh my God, how many has he lost now? How many did that Banshee get? How many? Oh, it's about to die. Oh,
that one got 27 kills. This one, which has also been in the main the whole time, is also going to have probably like 16 or more.
Oh yeah, no, these Banshees have pretty much cleaned everything out. Right as Cubic Rubika got his infrastructure up, the worker lines were just completely decimated here. Now, does he even have enough for another probe? I think he's just dead.
Yeah.
Just dead.
Yeah, he is just dead. He's out of money.
He doesn't have a probe anywhere, right? Or does he have like one somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know where it is.
I don't think he has one anywhere. Oh, he does. Wait, he does have one.
Here. But I think
Probius.
He's going to make a second.
Who knew we were going to see Probius in our first game of ProBots here tonight?
He's gone. He's gone.
No, he teleported out, Endersword. Saw the danger and teleported
to a different map?
Yeah, he got out. Well, there's another one. Oh, okay. That will do it, ladies and gentlemen. Ketrock will take game 1 with the Banshees.
The infrastructure there, a little ambitious.
Oh.
2 robos, 2...
Interesting.
Yeah, did it say something
Did
there?
he GG or did it crash? What just happened?
I think he
I'm assuming it quit voluntarily because it had no probes for X
Probes?
amount of time or something.
probably
Would be my guess.
no probes. No.
Oh, technical break, everybody.
Okay.
So we're gonna fix up some stuff. You obviously noticed there were no game sounds or something. I'm assuming that's what the continued problem is, but we're gonna get that fixed up. So hang tight with us. We're just gonna stay on us, or we're going to a break? Whatever we want. Oh, we have the power ender sword.
I don't know.
Well, let's stick around. We just started, so let's stick around for a little bit. We got everyone here. No, yeah, we're gonna get it all fixed up. Thank you all for tuning in here and bearing with us. But hey, a fun first game. Everything looked good. Now, if we just get the sound working, we'll be in business here. But no, this is gonna be good. I think if Cubic Rubika can just survive that initial, whatever just the initial attack or harass contain thing, and get out one Phoenix would have maybe turned that around.
Yeah, one Phoenix. Even though he only had like one stalker, he could have got an observer. There's a lot of stuff there that's maybe it seemed excessive for what he was doing. Although it's hard to know exactly what the plan was supposed to be because he obviously didn't get to just kind of do it. But 2 Robos into 2 Stargates with Blink, it's hard to imagine what the coherent plan there was.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's way too much stuff, and it was only one gateway too. So why were you getting the Blink then? And the units he was making was adepts, not stalkers. So it's hard to when were you going to add stalkers to make the Blink worthwhile? Yeah. It was just a very costly, especially given that he got stuck on one base. But even without that, even if he had the 2 bases up and running and expanding to a 3rd, it's still kind of what he was doing is very gas expensive, and I don't think he would have had that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he would have to remain pretty much untouched to get what he needs going. And that's it's just kind of a sign of a newer bot sometimes is it's not quite reactive yet. Like we see a lot of these bots now, the ones that have been around for multiple seasons, can see something and almost react appropriately to it into a lot of different scenarios now. But a new bot's just not going to have that, figured out, programmed in just yet. But if it can go untouched, it's got that, follows that blueprint, and obviously has a very strong build in mind. And I think we're ready. New link. All right. All right, that's fine. No, that's all right. All right, we're getting, that was production letting us know we're all ready to go pretty much for game number 2 here. Let's go ahead and dive into it and see what happens. Ketch versus Cubic Rubika. Game number 2. Let's go.
Ketch rocks. Ketch rock.
Different game sounds are
Darkness is.
I can't turn.
Cubic Rubika.
So we've got excitement. We've got mass excitement here already. We've got a bunch of SCVs coming across the land, searching far and wide. The probes coming out to meet them. Oh, getting early attacks here on them is actually huge as they're going in for the clump up, but so many of them are already damaged. This could make a huge difference in the fight. We'll see how the probes are doing here, though. They're not... they're kind of not all attacking, but the SCVs are.
That's one way to make a comeback here. Yeah, SCVs do attempt the little pocket, but the probes don't care. They've got them pinned in a corner. Well,
they're getting down to even numbers. They're getting dwindled down because half the probes are not attacking. They had the initial upper hand here, but not working out that way.
I don't know. Some of those SCVs are incredibly low. The shields obviously played a huge part.
Yeah, we got 42. One that's left is huge. So see, that one's not attacking. If he was attacking, this would be over. There we go. 2-on-2. left, but he's got a gateway done. I don't know what the hell's happening now though, because Rubika is not mining.
Wow.
He's not mining. If he was mining, I think this is game over. He can make a zealot, and that's it.
Wow. Yeah. This is pretty much the last little throws here. One more probe.
Yeah.
Petrock has dealt with so many worker rushes. I'm just impressed that it did this well, honestly. That was one of the most impressive probe rushes, especially against Ketrock, who is well known for holding every probe rush that's ever thrown at him.
Yeah.
That was close.
That was very, very, very close. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. It was the other way around. Wait, did Ketch...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yeah. Ketrock probe rushed, or worker rushed.
Yeah,
sorry,
Ketrock
I'm getting
worker
so
rush.
sound blasted. I can't hear. I can't even think. I can barely hear you.
I'm
going to rejoin the call and see if that fixes it.
Can you turn down the volume?
No, muting doesn't work. I'm just like, I can't even barely hear you.
Okay.
All right, I'll be right back.
All right, deal. So we've got, if that one probe had, I think, started to mine right away, then I think he would have like quite a lead right now, and he would probably have a gateway unit already out. But as it is, we've got Ketrock now with 9 probes versus just the 2 of Cubic Rubika, and we've essentially got, I don't know what's going to happen here, because God knows what their build orders are going to be from this point. And I don't know what it is in Cubic Rubika's code that made him counter rush with just the 1 probe, and then not, but just not start mining until that probe died for some reason. But having the gateway done, already an advantage here. Ketrock still has not built a barracks, but is going for gas right away. So there's still some opportunity for Cubic Rubika to catch up. It's just kind of getting, it's going to be economically hard to do.
Sound fuck right now. I can't turn it down or mute.
And we'll see when he hits the point. It's usually around 6-7 probes that you hit the point that you have extra minerals on top of the ability to replace the whatever.
I can't hear any sort over the sound. The sounds are so fucking loud. I don't know what to tell you, and I can't mute it unless I mute you. I can't hear him if I mute everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Chrome.
We're trying to get Andy back into the cast here, but he is still having technical issues. But we'll get that going. So we got up to 15 now to the 8 of Cubic Rubika. Just now, after starting that command center, we're getting the first barracks out here. I don't know what point our Protoss player is going to try and take gas here either. But if he can get down relatively quickly to like gas and a cyber core, there is still an opportunity here to go on the offensive and maybe get stuff going before Ketrock's been able to tech up at all. And yeah, we're just starting to collect gas here now. So if he starts a cyber core in a fairly short period of time, then there's still opportunity for kind of a counter offense. And if he can cancel, say, the natural, then I think we're good. But we're clearly in a position where both bots are just kind of scrambling from a clearly broken opening. And I'm not sure how that's going to work out for them. We've got, is that yet another? No, that's a factory that is coming down, and we're going to have our first military unit of the game with a Marine actually being made here at the 6-minute mark, essentially. And a few more of them. We're going to get Cubic just expanding. So economically, not as far behind as you might think, given that at one point it was 2 probes to 8, but some of that being the ability to kind of chrono boost them out in just kind of the build order that both of them have chosen. But we still have to see what Cubic is going to go back towards, because there's no indication yet that like a cyber core or anything attacking up. You can see, okay, yeah, see that Ketrock obviously going for something more gas heavy, or at least building in that fashion. Is off. I am surprised that Ketrock is. I wonder if it's specifically coded in, or it's just kind of a default to whatever sort of thing. Marines here, scrambling, and we finally get the cyber core. And there's double Nexus going down. If there is still a big lull here before Ketrock moves out, and Ketrock is usually a very patient sort of bot, then there could still be a big opportunity here to do something. Probes transferring down. And the first Banshee is out. That may kind of end it right there with Cloak starting, unless Cubic goes for something that's going to get detection quickly, although we didn't see detection at all in the last game. So if the Banshees make their way across, despite the fact that there may be Stalkers there, that could certainly spell the end of it right there. And the probe's starting to fill in, but we still don't get... There's the Twilight again. This may be a similar build, although there is not a robo in the way yet of getting Blink. But without the detection, the Blink is not going to be especially helpful. And the first Banshees you can see coming across the minimap here now, trailing down that right side. And they did some work last time just going after probes. The probe gap has really remained about the same. If anything, actually widened, despite the fact that it's now 3 Nexuses there to support. We're at 43 to 34, but certainly 3 base to 3 base isn't too bad, but the tech is certainly farther along for Ketrock. And unfortunately, we got Adepts there as the Banshee comes in, and there is just the one Stalker, which is going to come back and try and go after this. Cloak is finished, so we'll see when he turns that on just now, and there's no way anything is going to be anywhere near detection. A robo just now starting, and we even saw in the game before with the robo didn't seem to know to build an observer, so we're just losing probe after probe at this point. And I think Cubic may have something kind of designed to balance the probes out to the mineral line, because he's actually still transferring ones from the 3rd base to this location, as well as I think from the main to this location. So it's not doing too well for him here, but you know, first season jitters, I guess, and it's hard to iron everything out. I think he had a good initial reaction in taking the probes out to go after the SCV, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Okay. Yeah, wasn't enough of a advantage there. I think when you see that an opponent is kind of using that pocket to basically disrupt you, then I think, or like disrupt your ability to attack, I think the idea would be to pull away from it and kind of lower him back into the open, because you know, that would be better. But whatever. Good try. It's hard to kind of deal with some of the potential cheeses, particularly for new bots. I feel like there's now kind of a baseline meta that people have to be at. There's like a floor to what somebody has to be able to do in order to compete in this, and that list unfortunately gets longer and longer and longer. You've got to be able to deal with worker rushes, bunker rushes, just early, like say Marine rushes, Reaper rushes, Zealot rushes, Ling rushes, Baneling busts. Like there's tons of like fairly full-on cheeses that people have developed now in the game that in order to even start competing, you really have to have all of those coded in. So it creates a bigger barrier to entry, I guess you'd say, here. And the fleet of Banshees coming on in will eventually wipe everything out. He's got five probes still left, and it was the loss, I think, the last one that ended up triggering the actual GG response. I expect that coming up shortly. Okay, even a bit before that. And his quote there, I think, under it is "You've solved me," something like that.
Damn right, Endersword.
Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
I could listen to you talk about rushes all day. Now I can hear our production. Yes. All right, we got it. We got my sound issue figured out there. I was getting sound blasted by the game sound so hard I literally could not hear you, except for like every other word. Hurt my head. But we're back. We did a good job here. Endersword, thank you for taking over.
Yeah, no
what did I miss? Can you fill me in a little bit on
it was
what I missed there?
Basically the worker rush into them then building up for another 10 minutes until you got the Banshees coming in and taking them out.
Nice.
So Banshees came over with cloak. There was no detection there, just a single stalker, and it was pretty much from that point the same as the game before, where he didn't quite make it. So I think we're going to take a short technical break. Well, that's what he said in my ears. I don't know if you can hear him. So I think we're going to take that to make sure that Andy's sound is working well, so that he can commentate.
Yes. No, I've got to go back and watch that game. I got so confused. I thought it was a probe worker rush to come back, but then I was like, wait a second, Ketch worker. That was chaos. Go watch it if you just tuned in while we get things figured out here. And yeah, we're just going to go to a short break, and we'll be right back. Thank you for sticking with us here on Date. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for your patience. We had some technical difficulties. Now everything should be running smooth. We can all hear and see the game. Do let us know if you cannot. Should be looking good. I'm ready for our next series.
Yeah, me too. We found the problem, and I think this was the problem.
Endersword.
There, we got it.
What, you got to keep your Rubik's Cube in line.
We got it right. It was a little misaligned, but we found the problem with cubic Rubik.
That's a cool Rubik's Cube. I like the
it is. Yeah, it's a nice light color. It's one of those like
night mode for Rubik's Cube.
True. It's like speed cubish. The real Rubik's cubes, like, they're not good for like trying to do fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all about doing it as quick as you can now, right? Break the records.
It came with a tube of lube, like a tiny little thing. You literally like do that.
It's smooth. Okay.
Yeah.
Intro. All right. Another series coming up here. I didn't know that was a thing that came with Rubik's cubes.
Yeah.
Got to keep your Rubik's Cube lube. Say that 5 times fast. Lube your Rubik's Cube. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another series coming up. It's going to be an exciting one. Benbot BC is back. We're going to see some teleporting battle cruisers. I have no doubt.
I would like to think so. I would like to think. But he's kind of moved away from that a tiny bit.
A little bit.
I feel like that used to be like the 100% guaranteed that BC was going to warp into your base, and that's not necessarily the case anymore.
I think it was more he went for it sooner.
Well,
a lot more in the beginning. Now I think we always see it as long as the game gets to a certain point. He'll always start working it into his. Yeah, he is a lot more conservative about it these days. I think that's
he does the bunkers on his own end. He often opens with like a rush, like a bunker rush on his opponent's end to kind of delay them to get more safely to the BC. And we used to see the initial response was the very first BC built immediately warped into the mineral line because the whole idea was to catch him off guard. That's not so much the case anymore. He's often like wandered that one over. And then you tend to use the teleports to retreat a lot more.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah, trying to again be very safe with them, really get a lot of cost out of them. Now this will be Benbot's 7th time in ProBots. This is going to be Sharkbot's 3rd. This is Sharknice's, though, the author. This will be his 5th time. Both have been around the block a few times here. And love this new icon here, this new picture for Sharkbot. That's
very
Mecha Shark.
Yeah,
Protoss Shark. There you go. Yeah. That is one thing. If StarCraft 3 ever comes out, they need like underwater stuff, like underwater levels, where you can like go underwater and then up above ground and then up into space. Who knows?
They do have the map 2,000 atmospheres.
Yeah, there you go.
That kind of proves canonically that all the units work underwater.
There you go.
Not only underwater, but double the distance of Marianas Trench. Just fine.
Fix
We're
it.
going to go in. We're going in. Going in the game.
Do it. Game 1, Sharkbot Benbot. Glossiers.
Benbot BC.
Shark Nices.
Sharkbot.
Did he really draw that himself?
Did he?
Any confirmation? That is really cool.
Ace.
Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Great artwork this season, everybody. Great bots this season. Oh, we got some more cheese coming in under sword. More early aggression. What is
You
happening?
appear to. I think it's the meta.
Wait, he doesn't even. Does he? He's just building pylons. He doesn't even have a forge or anything. What's happening? Is this in response to the bunker rush, or was it the bunker? Which came first, the bunker rush or the pylon rush?
I think it was the egg.
Well, there's definitely some eggs getting broken here.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing other than distracting because, well, I think we've seen him do something like this where he's trying to, he's trying to block the ramp so that you don't get a full wall in at the top of the ramp.
Okay.
Like, that's what he's trying to do. We've seen that happen, but we haven't seen it happen in an instance where somebody was not, in fact, building at the ramp in the first place.
Yeah. Well, and it does force a lot of workers off the line as well,
Yeah.
so it is going to slow Benbot down in response to a 3-gate proxy. So that
And delay things.
right
He
there,
has
yeah, it
found
can delay
it.
a lot.
Oh,
wow,
so
good
that
job.
one barracks that's out in the middle, the Marine is coming back home. Let's see if he comes home or goes towards that 3-gate structure. It looks like he is coming home though.
That's yeah, I think at this point, yeah, go hit that pylon and you shut this down immediately. But 2 zealots are about to pop out, so maybe the good choice was just to go straight home. Start taking out the high ground vision. If Benbot can get control of the high ground. Oh, he's gonna need a bunker though, even if he has the high ground, right?
Right, calling for the old 15-minute no rush.
Run,
And the zealots, trapping this guy.
Billy.
Poor fella. Will come in. And I think once they're already in there, no wall, no nothing, I think this is going to overrun. But there is on the other side, though, if we go to the other mineral line, some action going on here as well. The SCVs are not being responded to at all. So while he's certainly got more than enough to take this out, he is not answering.
Oh, they are.
this
No, they
attack.
are a little
Okay.
bit. Just
Tiny
every
bit?
now and
Yeah,
then
there we go.
they'll take a swipe at him, but they got a lot more done than they should have probably.
Good stuff. Does clean it. So yeah, now we're gonna have 4
that's it.
zealots into the main here, and this will.
And these
go
bots are getting down and dirty to get out of their group
This
stages
is a very
this season.
cheesy season,
Yeah.
I think. That
Great.
bunker there of no use to anyone.
Hey, no, this is
That
important.
may-
You got to have your early rush defenses,
Yeah.
squared away. So
There's a rush order of like if 2 parties both cheese, who has the cheese upper hand, and usually it's the Terran that does in a Protoss versus Terran situation.
yeah, usually you can outkite the zealots, or like you said, if you have that wall at the top of the ramp.
Yeah,
you can
that's the
just
key.
repair
If you make
infinitely.
even a 3, even if you're going to proxy, if you make a 3 depot wall, then you can just repair, as long as it's done at the time, you can repair it. But that, of course, is why he puts the pylons there, is to try and prevent full wall from happening.
Now I know Sharkbot can make more than zealots,
Yeah,
but will he with this build? Okay, there's the cybercore just now coming down.
Bill, he.
I was like, are we gonna get a draw with floating buildings here? 1 bunker remains, and that should finish the game off here. It's Sharkbot's putting Benbot to that early game test. You gotta have your defenses ready. But again, it is hard to have a defense ready when you're cheesing yourself.
Yeah, when you're doing it
Proxy.
yourself,
Yeah.
it's a different situation at that point. And
There it is.
have it there.
Wow, definitely a lot down and dirtier than I thought it
Yeah.
was going to be. But
Indeed, and even with technical difficulties,
two.
I'd say we're still ahead of schedule. Yeah, I'm
my
also
quality's fine.
seeing pixels only.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm watching the preview stream. I'm not watching the game.
Yeah.
Because that thing never works for me. So I always pull it up and kind of glance at it, but it's never as good as our preview streams. I work with what I got. Anyway, we've got game number 2 loading up here, and we'll see if Benbot can muster a defense here. And
Yeah, hopefully he changes the opening.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he needs to change his opening.
But the problem is, so the interesting thing is, despite the fact that that's a Sharkbot cheese, that's Benbot's standard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. Yeah, because he does the proxy barracks bunker, but not heavily committed.
Oh, that's right. It's
and then falls back.
Yeah.
So you could already see the makings of that because he had gone out, but then he put a depot on the low ground and he tended to expand there. Then he does his little double bunker.
That's right.
Turret, widow mine thing up front. So this is unfortunately Benbot's normal. And so Sharkbot goes for the same thing again, then we could be in for some trouble.
Well, this is pretty much a hard counter to what Benbot was doing. I don't know. We might see a bit of a change. Benbot's been getting a lot of updates. So at least I think he has. We actually don't have any update notes, but we'll have some next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that all these bots have received some updates, as they did just go through a tournament over at AIarena.net a little while ago, a few weeks ago. Go check them out. That's where all these bots come from. Yeah, we'll see what happens here in game 2. We'll see if Benbot can hold off the cheese, or if maybe Sharkbot just does something totally different. Maybe he double proxy Stargate or something. Who knows?
Very true. And if everyone, just before we're starting, since this is a new channel, a lot of people haven't quite found us yet. Helps a lot if you like and subscribe down below. Put on the YouTuber voice. Everyone get out there, hit like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Mr. Beast. Those are YouTube words, I know. So if you want to do that, then it does help, because we need a little more visibility on this one, because a lot of people don't know that we've moved. So it does help bring our normal fans back.
It does. It really does help a lot. Good call out. Endersword's had his energy drink today. We're gonna clip that and turn that into our promo for our channel here. That was beautiful. Done. Yeah. There you go. Red Bull does the trick.
Sponsors.
Yes, sponsor us. Give us money. No, thank you so much to our Crown Club, who does give us money and helps support ProBots and all the fun things we do here. We're going to be doing, hopefully, in a couple of weeks, about halfway through this, in a community game night for you, the Crown Club. So keep an eye out for that on the forum or Discord. Thank you again all so much for being here. Let's hop into game 2. Benbot versus Sharkbot. See what happens.
There you go.
Glossiers.
Benbot BC.
Shark Nices.
Sharkbot.
Call you out, Cam. Go watch season 2 finale. It was pretty epic.
That was really good.
-0 versus Eris was one of the best. Oh man, that was epic. One of the best finals we've had for sure.
Indeed. So this probe getting chased away this time competently by these 3 SCVs.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to waste too much of their time, but yeah. So he is building at the top of the ramp this time. I think that's good. And the fact that he kept that probe out means if there is a proxy, and there is the inklings of it down here, if he can stop pylons from being put in place, and it looks like he's successfully going to, unless this other guy swings over.
Now, why did Sharkbot give up on the pylons this time, up on the high ground?
I think just because he was swarmed by the 3 SCVs and
body blocked out,
I can't do it, because he was already, his shield was already gone. Like, that's him again. But this guy's going to try it. He's also not right at the wall, so he's still going to be able to.
There it is. Okay.
But yeah, this is what we're used to out of Benbot. So the bunker down here. So he's not proxying this time, but he is still bunkering at his natural. If he's got time to finish this and even get 1 Marine into it, which he will.
Oh yeah, Marine's done.
Yeah,
he's got it.
Then I think we're in the threat would be that the Marine stays up here too long, but he's got plenty of time. There's not even a Zealot started. So he's
Oh,
going
yeah,
to have
he's-
2 or
he's
3
gonna get
Marines
that.
in that bunker, and I think he could be quite different this time.
Yeah, this is much better. Now, is this the Hardwire is a little bit bigger of a map? Did that play into part of this, or was it really just because he just built this at home?
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's a good point. The rush time might be a little, might have
Not
made
that
it so
much
that he
longer,
could
right?
stop. It's not. The other one's deceptive. The other one is chubbier on the sides, like it's more compressed horizontally, and it looks a lot smaller on the mini map than it really is.
Yeah.
It's a distorted perspective.
Not a lot of defense here. Not only one SCV is going to start repairing here. There's no supply depot to kind of limit that surface area.
He's got that
up
one
next to the bunker.
third
Okay,
Marine
here we
in
go.
the backfield there. putting
There
in
we
some
go.
work.
He's holding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's repairing. He's got enough. 3 SCVs are enough to out repair 2
Oh
zealots
yeah,
there.
for sure.
Nicely done.
There.
Woo.
And yeah, I think that's shut
Scary
down.
for a second.
So we'll
Got my
see
heart
what he
racing.
rolls out to. Already getting a stalker out.
Yeah, this is looking much better for Benbot. Just the fact that he's held this, and it's such a committal out of Sharkbot. You know, that's 3 gateways. That's a big commit for a proxy. And then just to crank out zealots,
Yeah.
that's all your minerals. Like you don't have any minerals for expanding, for teching. There is a stalker, yeah, like you said, coming out.
Yeah,
but
that guy got sandwiched.
not a whole lot. I think Benbot's going to be just fine here.
Yeah, I
at
think
least for the
so.
early
Still
game.
got 2 Marines back
Big
here. I was a
bulbous.
little worried when he left just one. But yeah, this is going to be fine. And he's getting a Widow Mine
Those
out here
SCVs
now
out.
too. Once
Pretty
he's got those in, this kind of really gets shut down. Skimping with just the 1 SCV on repair. There come 2 more.
Oh yeah, no, he's getting those workers there just in time here. As the zealots die, just not quite enough as DPS. It would be nice. It would be cool to see Sharkbot if he realizes, oh, okay, this isn't breaking through. Pull back and get like a little wave of units. Get like 7 zealots and a couple stalkers, and then go in.
Yeah, if he caught him not repairing, like SCVs out of position, could potentially overwhelm it.
Oh yeah.
But there's soon going to be a tank here. Pretty soon after, if he's true to form, there's going to be another Widow Mine or 2. So there's
This is hell.
less opportunity. I think Sharkbot has to roll out of it, but it doesn't look like he's showing any signs of stopping just yet.
Yeah, it is interesting to see when that trigger to stop is, because we see a few bots do that with their cheeses. They'll commit and commit and commit, and then eventually they'll just a switch will flip and they'll be like, oh, I need to macro up and do something else. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. This case it's later, so that's gonna hurt Sharkbot a lot. But I think eventually he'll get the memo and be like, okay, I've spent enough on this. Time to do something else.
I think so, or at least I hope so for his case, but we're not showing any signs of that yet.
Yeah, not yet. Now, I wonder if it's a worker count thing, because he just had a worker going. He's got 1 worker doing the long mine.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there's a point where he builds like 1 extra worker and that triggers the switch. There it is. Yeah, he as he builds another worker, he's getting a Stargate now and another assimilator. So
Rollout and
interesting.
yes, I think he's definitely got to expand if he wants to go into something like this. He's got a bit of a, not that I would call this like a big bank or anything, but he can make a unit or 2, and there comes the Nexus. So
okay, he is going to macro. Good. Got to get that Nexus. You got to keep the mineral coming in. Wow, yeah, he's doing a full retreat here. Good call.
yeah, and as long as he doesn't go out and see, like he'll find this position, but he can still be producing out of those in the time being.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even have warp tech yet,
Yeah,
does he?
okay,
I think
there
he
he
skipped
comes.
warp tech.
No, yeah, yeah, I don't think he'll be there.
Just going straight into the Stargates now.
Yeah,
Fleet
he's
Beacon.
just
Ooh.
literally started Warp Gate now, and yeah, Fleet Beacon is an interesting choice. One way that you can potentially still pull out of games is to go into Tempest.
I think it's a carrier. I think he's going into carrier.
I think he is too, but I kind of feel like people stopped making Tempest despite the fact that they were not solved.
Yeah, they were really having a high moment. There was a couple games where I think Ketch does a really good job dealing with them. He's really good with his Viking Dolos, as I think it's called. But yeah, Tempest are still a formidable thing to deal with. And actually, we've got a Phoenix and another Stargate coming out, so it might. Yeah, you actually might be right. It might be a Tempest Phoenix coming. I'm hoping for carriers. We don't see enough carriers.
It's true. I think carriers are great if you get enough of them. And of course, we do know that Benbot is going towards BC as we see the fusion core there now. Benbot putting a few strategically placed Widow Mines, one at that forward base, and going for the drilling claws.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I love the Widow Mine.
Oracle coming out despite the fact that the fleet beacon is now finished. The Oracle, we've now seen a bot or two use them well, but
Sharkbot's like the only one that uses them, I think, though. He's really one of the only ones that built Oracles that I remember.
Yeah.
Well, and he's the only one that's really had any success with it, so.
And might as well do it. I think it's almost become a challenge.
Yeah.
To do some of the stuff that people are not.
You were right, Undersword.
There we go, Tempest.
It is Tempest.
I think that's the right decision. Carriers is great when you get to a decent number, but it's hard to get to that decent number.
Yeah, you're very vulnerable for a little bit, especially against a lot of anti-air.
Whereas a single Tempest can still be very pokey at people and just kind of range them out. Like, you just can't ignore it. And they cause weird reactions because of the range.
Well, and obviously because of the battle cruisers, they're going to be even more effective than the carrier with that extra damage, right?
At the Oracle that tagged him for vision. Oh, and this does make sense now, especially given that he's got the Tempest. If he's using the Oracle well to tag for vision, he's fully taking advantage of the range, and that's something we haven't seen really anyone do. They've used, intentionally or not, they've used Phoenix to be able to see ahead and retreat, but they haven't really been able to consistently tag the army to get vision to exploit the range.
Yeah. Well, and it's hard to use observers too, because usually the bots will have some form of detection. They'll always, they'll almost always get caught. A little trickier. Well, it's just shaping up nicely. I love the Widow Mines everywhere, blocking bases. Now that we're actually going to talk a little bit tomorrow night on PostBots about pathing and finding choke points and stuff like that. We'll talk a little more about that in just a bit, but I'm sure this is going to need to come up, just how you find the bases and how you're able to block and that kind of thing. Because each map you have to specifically... Oh, what is this battlecruiser doing? Oh, no!
I don't know why you didn't...
Oh, he's going to live. Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't follow up there. That thing was dead to rights, and he just kind of left it alive.
It doesn't have the follow behind base command.
Like, that's the thing the Tempest is for. He could attack it completely out of
one
range.
Shot and it's done, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a tricky thing, especially when we're changing maps. We've got some new maps this season. And we saw last week some of the bots having a little bit of trouble, it looked like, with the new map layouts, specifically. But, no, it's really cool to see. It's like that Zergling Burrow, a Widow Mine at each base. Good luck taking it with a probe, You're going to have to now send an observer or an oracle and a little squad of a couple stalkers maybe to clear it out. Just, it's a nuisance. Good nuisance for Benbot.
Indeed it is. And I do notice he went and kind of tagged the third base there with the oracle again, so you can see some of the Widow Mines that were now revealed. It's odd here. Just on paper, you've got like a 70 supply advantage for Benbot, almost double the economy. Although they're both on 3 bases, Benbot's floating a 4th now. There, we're getting a carrier added in. But I still kind of feel like Sharkbot is on the path to be better. But I don't know. Benbot will
going for that late game Armada, right? The Golden Armada.
Yeah, and he's just, there's no pressure on him. But Benbot does often, like, just find a way to live and then eventually get a BC count that's so much better, and he's getting Vikings and whatever. But I don't know, a bunch of Tempests, like 3-4 Tempests with 3-4 carriers and some cloud cover there with the vision from the Orc. Like, I think that's gonna be in Sharkbot's favor.
It's going to be tricky to deal with unless Benbot does kind of that big committal. He does have a lot of Vikings coming out. So again, if you can get a big group of Vikings and just gung-ho onto the Tempest, they can catch the Tempests. They're faster. They can shoot really far as well. So it's just a matter of committing and being able to kill them all off. Because if you don't have enough, you're going to lose all your Vikings and then probably the game.
Yeah, we'll see. The air upgrades, finishing air upgrade weapons number 2 is really good for the carriers. they just shred once you get.
Yeah, he's
when you
really
get
just
upgrades.
going that golden armada style. He really,
Yeah,
man,
that
he's just
is-
missing the mothership.
That is
That's
a
all we're
decent
missing.
number of Vikings here. He's going to move out as Benbot is now maxed. And still constructing interceptors. I think he'll be basically full by the time they come. And we've got additional Tempest coming. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how they're going to react to the stalkers on the ground, the Vikings.
Yeah, it's a nice
yeah.
little bit of extra anti-air for Sharkbot to be able to kill the Vikings off.
That's what I was worried about. The Vikings are going after the interceptors.
Yes, well, that's perfect for Sharkbot. They're just going to be
Nice
damage
Cheeto-
magnets
yeah.
here and just absorb. It's
Cheeto
almost like a
cannon
point
there,
of
though,
attack.
is excellent.
Oh, what are the carriers doing? They're really chasing down
They
these
don't
something.
understand. So someone was talking about this in chat. The carriers don't understand when they're out of interceptors.
Ah, interesting. So were they out there? What were they even chasing though? They went through the Vikings. Were they
I think
chasing
it's
other
because
Vikings?
you attack move, and if they're empty, they just move.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, okay, interesting.
So it's
Well, that seems hard to use if you can't tell how many interceptors
So,
there. All right, Sharkbot will
oddly
push
balanced
it back though.
in that fight. So
Yeah.
like in terms of material lost here, I think relatively even. But I think about 4 Tempests were still alive. Unfortunately, the 2 carriers died when all the
Yeah.
interceptors died. Had he kept those alive, I think he's way ahead. But unfortunately, them dying is a loss. He's going to Dark
I think they
Templar.
paid for themselves though, didn't
I
they?
think they did
'Cause
okay because it would have been a wash without them. If they
Exactly, they absorbed.
they
so
were,
much.
but it's just I think they paid for themselves and now they're even. And since
Okay.
Benbot has a better economy, he's ahead.
Gotcha. I see
but-
what you're saying. Okay.
If they were alive, that's
Well, yeah,
you
it's
know,
obviously ideal.
Yeah, it's obviously
Yeah.
better.
But
Um,
of all case scenarios, to lose 2 carriers and not the game, like that was he absorbed a lot of damage with those carriers. with
Here
those
comes the
interceptors. So,
Vikings
here we go,
again.
round 2.
He's getting Dark Templar. He's getting High Templar. Storm is almost finished. We'll see if it's ready in time
Storm's
for
going to
this.
be brutal against this army here. A lot of Marines.
these
Oh
2
no, stuck Thors.
Stuck.
Oh no.
They're just playing with
They're
each
great
other.
on defense here, but it is going to make Benbot's army a lot smaller.
Yeah. Where's Stuck?
Still, Benbot's got a really good economy and a huge bank right now, so he can start taking some skirmishes in. As long as he trades evenly, then he'll be in a decent spot, I think. Tempest getting some good shots, though. Vikings going to try to chase him down. Oh, the Tempest's taking some big hits. Oh, those Tempests are dead.
So there's a storm, but there was nothing left.
Yeah, there's nothing that he didn't. He
At
should have
this
stormed the
point.
Vikings. Oh man, those
Yeah.
3 Tempests do survive, but they are heavily damaged here. And that was a decent trade for Benbot. He got a couple Tempests.
Yeah.
Forced a lot of energy out, so now there's not a lot of storms if another attack were to come across.
Yeah, he did, but I do think Sharkbot's clawed his way back into this. At one point, he was half the economy, half the army supply, and now he's looking good to me with a better composition.
Yeah, is the production a little bit lacking here for Benbot? He's got a huge bank, but I'm only seeing 2 Marines. Obviously, he's got a lot of starports, 4 Vikings and a battlecruiser at a time. But man, if he had 5 more barracks just cranking out Marines right now, I feel like he would just be able to keep pressuring and pushing through and forcing those storms out to eventually it would just be a war of attrition almost. There
Yeah,
would just be
definitely.
too much. Benbot has so much money right now.
Yeah, Benbot has Remax, so I mean, part of it's that, and also part of it was this, right?
Yeah, that's
So-
true. The Thors. Oh no,
so you
they're
got the
going
2
back.
Thors, you got 2 tanks back there, you got 2 Neo Steel bunkers full of 6
Full of
Marines.
Marines. That's a good point.
So I mean, this is 30 army supply just sitting there, and the Widow Mines too. 30 army supply not taking part. Nice storm.
Yeah, Benbot's going for the long game. He's waiting for Sharkbot to come waste his army on his defenses, and then from there, Benbot's smaller expeditionary forces should be able to get more damage done. But this is a
Really good
huge,
control
strong
here.
army. What are you
Crazy
doing,
storm yet
Battlecruiser?
again.
Get out of here, Battlecruiser. Oh, gets out of there. Ooh.
Nice. I do like the storm use. I think, even though it's
good.
it's not quite knowing where there's value, but it's hitting the right spots. So like
Well, and as long as you don't walk into it yourself,
then you're good.
You're good. Oh, here we go. A few Widow Mines. They're going to be taken out very easily by the Tempest here. I love this air composition out of Sharkbot. This was really smart. And then to supplement it with this huge gateway army is really, really good. Oh, a nice storm on the Vikings. Vikings are going to be chasing down the Oracles. They get both. Now the Tempest going to be under fire. One goes down right away. If he can clear the Tempest out, I think Benbot should be able to deal with the Gateway Army really easily with his swords and tanks,
the Tempest count is dwindling.
Oh, but a good blink.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to lose both Thors here. Oh.
Nice storm on the SCVs
okay,
there, too. Where is... I guess there's a lot in the Gateway Army, but I'm kind of like, where's the army supply for Sharkbot? Because that doesn't look like 100 supply.
Yeah, no, well, I guess some of it's in production, maybe. It's like kind of
There's
Tempests are slow. They're flying
right
across. Yeah, another carrier coming. Yeah, it's just slow to get here. Oh, that Archon is so low. Oh, my, what does it have? 1 health? 2 health?
Basically.
Jeez. Is that a 1 health Archon? Hold on, you gotta click on that.
I think that's not the Archon. I think the Archon's actually full. I think it's something else.
Is it?
Here.
Oh, it's a Stalker.
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Oh, I was deceived. That's all right.
Poking in
No,
here
this,
now.
this army is just so scary. Sharkbot has enough of an economy to be able to do this. Even though he doesn't have the bank that Benbot has, he has the continuous economy in production.
Yeah, he's maintaining.
Yeah, he's maintaining this a lot better. A little scared to push in, though.
Yeah, and I think it's the planetary that's still there. If he knew to swing to another base, because I think this is the worst avenue for a couple reasons. One, it's got the planetary there, and two, it's so near the natural, and the Vikings and BCs keep retreating from and coming from the natural just over the cliff. So they've got such an easy escape path, and this is such a well-defended location. So if he rotates here, which I think he is a little bit, he's going to be a lot better.
He really wants to push into this. Ooh, another Tempest goes down. Well, this is going to be one way for Benbot to come back into this. If Sharkbot just kind of sits on the outskirts of the Terran base and takes a lot of free shots here. Yeah, he's losing Void Rays.
I like he's feedbacking stuff, too. Feedbacking
really
those Ravens and killing them.
Yeah, prevents that anti-armor. That's nice.
He'd be so much better off if he took out those rocks. I don't think the Stalkers, like, understand the rocks.
I don't think he Sharkbot at all himself understands the bot or the rocks. Nothing's attacking him, right?
It's trying to do something weird, but
there we go. Now it's figuring it out. Ooh, decent blink. Gets a couple of Vikings here, but they're just gonna follow to their death anyway.
Yeah, he's kind of pulling back.
All right.
Regrouping a bit. Both of them are still basically at a maxed army though, so he does want to push in. There is DTs, but they're scared of the planetary, but I don't think there's any detection there.
Yeah.
They could just go in and kill it.
And that's what I was going to mention. So I've noticed this trend a little bit in some of these more refined bots that we've seen for a few seasons now. They're starting to be very, not passive, but, and scared's not even the right word either. They're just very tentative. They don't, they'll poke and pull away and poke and pull away. And they're going for this long game of little skirmishes. Obviously, Sharkbot's taking some really nice blinks here, really taking advantage of some situations here, but both bots still very, Benbot wants to sit at home and defend with half his army, while little forces go out and poke and try to wear down your opponent over time, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think
I'm not saying it's bad, just a trend up.
Yeah, I think he's won that way in the past too. Benbot in particular has won many games by pure attrition, and not letting.
Well, that's certainly one way to win.
Yeah, and not letting battle cruisers die.
Oh, here we go. Here's a bigger commitment. Stalker's getting in range of the planetary, but. Again, everything just kind of shooting at everything here, not really committing. SCV's getting a nice repair off.
Yeah, this could be kind of a bit of a trap here for him.
A little bit. Oh boy,
he's never going to pick away at that.
We get Stalkers. The Stalkers do have to. Wait, what's the range on a planetary? 8 or 6?
Yeah, bigger than a Stalker for sure. I think 8 sounds right. And I don't know if he got the auto sec.
8 or 9, I can't remember. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then the auto sec.
Auto sec makes it 1 bigger.
Upgrades are finishing. He's got 3/3 armor. Yeah, well, let's take a look at the upgrades here. Yeah, pretty much all the upgrades are starting to finish for both these bots here. All the major upgrades, that is.
Yeah, Sharkbot's certainly taken much more of an economy here along the top. He's also kind of stolen the bottom right base here, and he's defending it. He's putting cannons everywhere, and the DTs are finally getting close enough to attack that base, and it still hasn't quite dawned on them there's no detection there.
Yeah. Well, Sharkbot's just doing more. He's attacking. He's... Yeah, and not say, Benbot's tried a little bit ago, but for the last, 10 minutes, it feels like Benbot's just been on the ropes, just defending, holding bases, repairing planetaries, You can't push out, really, with anything.
He can't, but he eventually hits that point where he's accumulated enough heavy stuff.
He is
and
max still.
Yeah, he's been consistently max. He's having these battle cruisers live. So he's got kind of 3 there now with 2 Thors. The Tempests aren't really going to hold against that. He's getting these kind of Cheeto cannon attacks off.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Benbot can get these bigger hitting units together. He can maybe muster a force. And yeah, great teleports. He's been keeping all his battle cruisers alive. I don't think
the
he's
shield
lost
batteries here is
but
good, but not enough to withstand that one.
I think he's lost more battle cruisers to Blink Stalkers than he has to Tempests.
Yeah, oh, for sure. For sure.
All right, no, here we go. Base is
shield
starting to get here.
overcharge.
Battle cruisers starting to fight back. That's good. Yeah, this is just chaos everywhere on the map right now. This is so hard to keep up with. Yeah, those bottom right bases just kind of mining. Nothing's really bothering them at the moment. We're just seeing, yeah, right here has been. This is where all the action has been on this map. Like, if you had a little hot spot map of where all the fights have taken place, this would just be
Yeah, and it's
right
just
here.
not been enough to break through yet, and he could. Again, I think he could shut down his right side base. I mean, he's absolutely cut him off from it.
Oh, yeah.
You're not getting through that wall of cannons and shield batteries if he doesn't want you to. So that could be gone, but he's unfortunately attacking this left side much more consistently. I don't know what that blank was. It looked cool, but it was it was done.
And I see the resources lost tab. I want to see who's been trading a little more efficiently. I know the battle cruisers
more
have been doing a
close
pretty
than I
good
thought
job.
it would be. I thought Benbot would be much more efficient at this point.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that as well, but now seeing the numbers, Sharkbot has actually been doing a really, really good job. Only 3 battle cruisers have gone down. Yeah, again, just really good with the teleports, getting them out of.
Yeah, and that's often the key.
Ooh, Vikings might get some temps here.
Vikings
Shield batteries are going to buy some time.
Yeah, they don't
never
seem
mind, they're
to respect the photon cannons.
Not at all.
That one does fall.
Oh,
The
battle
BC's
cruisers starting to
a
break
lot better
through.
at dealing with it, yeah. Yeah, once the shield battery's out, it's trouble, but here comes a Void Ray to save the day.
And if we could just get 3 battle cruisers at once going to that base, I think he could clear it out pretty
Oh,
quickly.
yeah, for sure. On the other hand, if a single DT went to the other base, then he would get that too.
Yeah. Sure. Wow, both bots so defensive and so strong at just kind of bashing each other's heads against each other right now. I don't know which way to call it still. Benbot has been maxed out for so long.
Yeah, I feel like the way everything's shaped, it feels like an inevitable Sharkbot win, despite the fact that he's still kind of on paper.
He's got more access to money,
50
right?
supply behind. Yeah, exactly. I feel like he's gonna mine it out.
This is a war of attrition at this point.
Yeah, and he
sure.
won't be able to replace. We're getting now 4 carriers being added on at a single time.
Yeah, I think just the big fact, yeah, that Sharkbot has more of the map. He's gonna build the mine more. There is one Widow Mine still sitting on that kind of far right bottom base, second base.
Your
bottom
Vikings
there.
kind of making a good.
Oh, they're gonna
strong
get one.
push.
They get a
Are they
Tempest
gonna get
finally.
baited in enough? They're
Oh,
just
yeah, they're
right
gonna
over
get
top the
wrecked.
cannons. Yeah.
Oh, they do not
That's
respect
expensive.
the cannons at all. But again, you said Benbot's already got
here.
almost maxed.
This
again,
is
so.
kind of. This will be really ironic if this happens. Is he got pushed into this space by those Vikings?
Oh yeah, he wouldn't have been
And,
here otherwise.
Yeah, he would never have gone here voluntarily.
You
but
can
now
see
that
he's even
here,
trying to leave. He's like, all right, we got to go
Yeah.
back to the main battle, but oh no,
Yeah,
I guess.
but there's nothing to push him out now. So.
Oh, Carrier's gonna
Carrier
die
go,
before it
does
even.
live. Yeah,
Does it live?
I think it made it to
know.
the battery at least.
Did it? Oh, I thought it was one more hit, like
Yeah.
one hit and it was dead.
Maybe it did eventually, but
Oh, yeah, I
it
think it
made
did.
it to the battery.
Vikings probably finished it off. Oh, Mothership, finally, there it is. I was waiting for this moment. We had the Golden Armada so long ago, and finally that Mothership's joining. Is this going to be what breaks Benbot? Is the cloak, the mass cloak? I know there's been a Raven or 2 floating around, but they're dying pretty quick as well, aren't they? Where are the Ravens at? Okay, one's
I
being
don't even know if
produced.
there's more anymore.
One's being made right now.
Yeah, and
he may
Benbot
not
is
even
finally
have
out of that mineral bank that he had for.
Oh wow,
for
he's
so long.
broke. Oh wow.
Yeah,
no, that's
he's
it.
got tons of gas. Sharkbot has minerals but no gas, but it's the minerals that are going to hurt here. The carrier's getting backed up. He's definitely going to lose 1, maybe 2 here. Does back.
Vikings get a great engage. Yeah, away from the shield batteries is ideal for them. Yeah,
He
minimal
lost some of the
interceptors
ground
here.
cannons there as well, that he was baiting everything into.
Oh, yeah, that carrier's going to die. Yeah, the carrier's not quite doing as much as they could. They've been all right. They've been helping out here and there, but yeah, definitely not as
they've been
effective
good. They've
as
never
they
hit
should be.
that critical mass number with everything else.
Oh, wow, we
still
have
have
Benbot
trouble.
finally grouping up on his
Yeah.
last army. Like, he literally cannot afford to replace this for much longer.
And
I think he's got
this is a
one
problem
mighty
now. You
base.
got stalkers
Oh,
underneath
but
here,
he's losing them,
Tempest
yeah.
kiting them. The Vikings will go. And we, for the first time, have like a Sharkbot supply lead.
There's the mama ship. She's coming. Can we just follow the mothership to victory? Where is she? She's
That
going to
may
come
be
win this.
Yeah,
She's
that may
gonna
be
come win
exactly
this.
what happens. One downside of making everything a planetary is you can't detect.
Oh, yeah, this was produced right here at this base, too, so he gets right into the action. Needs to get with that army. Gosh, I hope she doesn't get caught by a bunch of Vikings. There's not very many Vikings left, though. I think this is the last few Vikings that have been produced. Benbot is so broke. He has fought so strongly. He really played the defensive game, and I'm sure... Does he still have a lot of Marines in those bunkers just south here?
Probably. I anticipate that whole thing is
Oh, no,
still
he
there.
emptied them.
Oh, he did. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
he's just got a couple tanks there. Yeah, no, Benbot realizes I need this army, I think, at some point. This is going to be it. The mothership's going to be a little too much to deal with. Reveal going down. Yep, I think Sharkbot should take it. Benbot no longer maxed. No longer has money. And that production tab is really telling the tale here. Ooh.
I don't think that mothership understands her job, though.
No. She's just doing her own thing.
Does not get that your only value is literally the proximity to the army.
No, she's just chasing workers or
Just
something.
playing a zone defense over there.
Yep, playing goalie.
Yeah.
This was a great game. This was what I was hoping for between these two. It was just an epic.
There we go. Now with the
epic
cloak, I
game.
think the turrets are gone now too, so they can't see this.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is going to be it. Everything get in range and just wreck that planetary. Sharkbot will win game number 2. An epic series on Hardwire.
Really good move to establish that central position, because that falling back to that position was what saved Sharkbot several times there.
I want to talk to Sharkbot about how he programs the mothership, because I don't think any of our other bots really do mothership. Maybe Tier's done it. I think maybe a couple other bots have, but Sharkbot is one of the only ones. Like, how do you tell it what to do? You know, do you tell it, oh, just find the biggest clump of army? Do you tell it stay with the most important units? Do you tell it, you know, you just keep everything together? I feel like that's going to be one of the harder units to figure out, because it is such a specific unit with such a specific role.
Yeah.
It can't just be roaming around scouting or attacking a base or doing.
Yeah, for sure. I assume
Interesting. What a game.
Based a bit on like the detection map. But yeah,
we are gonna,
very
and again,
good.
we are gonna actually talk about maps tomorrow during Postbots a little bit more. We're gonna really do hopefully a nice in-depth dive into pathing and how that works with using ray casting and all sorts of technical stuff that you guys will hopefully be able to explain to me. RTX on, yep, all that. Good stuff. All right, good stuff so far. We've got 2 series out of the way. Group C is done for tonight. We've got 2 bots moving on, and 2 bots have been knocked down. Let's take a look at it before we go to a quick little break.
Sure.
And we'll take a look at our games coming up here. Yeah, Group C, this will be on hold for a couple weeks now while we go back through the other groups. Ketch and Sharkbot. That is going to be an interesting game. Because Ketch is really good at holding a lot of cheeses and things like that. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now, I think I believe we will have updates for the upper bracket. So for Ketch Sharkbot, we'll have updates when we get to that point. But I don't think we're going to have updates for the lower portion. Cubic Rubika versus Benbot. Right. Because they have not faced each other yet. So they're going to, until every bot has faced, you know, another bot, until we're starting to see rematches or whatever. Not going to have updates. However that works. Anyway. Group D. Show me more groups. Give me them groups. This is coming up after our quick little break here, everybody. Stick around. We got 2 more best of 3s. A lot more fun coming your way. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's so great to have you all here. Great season start. Everyone's finding the new channel really well. It's great. Eris versus Tier. is going to be epic. Make sure you're here for that. And then Zozo, another new bot making their debut, going up against the Dovahkiin. Or Zergbot Dovahkiin coming in for his 3rd season.
Yeah.
Very nice. And then, yeah, Eris and Tyr just 2.
Another prone to worker rush.
Oh, is he?
Dovahkiin.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Dovahkiin does he's got that worker rush against Micro Machine. He used it. I think against pretty much all. He was up against so many Terrans last season. The last season? Yeah, I think it was last season.
Yeah,
anyway, it's going to be
asking in
great.
Chat about Micro Machine. Yeah, he is. And you can check out the VOD from last week. See his games against Dominion Dog.
Or if you want spoilers, check out the bracket. You got
That's
a link
it.
there somewhere for that. You can see where the standings are. Yeah, go check out if you just joined us. Go check out the game so far. We've had a couple of epic series. Really close game number 2 there between Benbot and Sharkbot. That was a lot of fun. Really, that's pretty much exactly what I was hoping for. A really epic game between them.
That was very good.
It was really good. And now we got more epic games coming up. So stick around. We're going to go to a quick break. Thank you again, Crown Club members. You are awesome. We're going to be doing hopefully a community game night soon. So do stick around and check the Discord for that. We'll be doing something fun. All right. Well, quick break, and we'll be back with more games here on ES Champ ProBots. Day 2 of season. No, wait. Day 2 of season 3 of 2022. Too many 2s. Sword. It's too much. Too many 2s. All right, let's go to a break. We'll see you after it. We are back, everybody. Thank you for sticking around. Endersword, you came back too. Oh, thank goodness.
I did. I just didn't even move.
That's
I
good.
just stayed here.
Glad. I would be so sad if you left me and made me watch these games all alone.
Proof.
Because they're going to be epic. We have got a phenomenal couple of series coming your way, everybody. Eris versus Tyr will be coming up first, followed by Zozo, a new bot, versus Dovahkiin.
Yeah.
And we're going to be diving into that in just a couple of minutes here. But before we do that, you all need to make sure you go check out the Crown Club. If you like what you see and you want to support future seasons and you want access to cool extra shows like PostBots, we do tomorrow night, every Friday after the show, and artwork and things like that, go check out our Crown Club on Patreon. It's the best way to support. But on YouTube, I think our goal is 500 subscribers, aka followers. Why we can't just all call it the same damn thing. But that's our goal. We get access to something if we get 500 people subscribed to the channel. So make sure you all subscribe. Yeah, tell your friends to subscribe. Get them in here. Subscribe. The hard word
Way
to say
more
a lot.
valuable than any blue check marks that anyone else may be selling.
I don't need a blue check mark to validate
Nobody
my
does.
love for ProBots. That's all I know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be diving into this in just a minute. So again, thank you all for checking that out. We will be having more fun stuff like FailBots this season and various other little segments. Do check out, again, PostBots tomorrow night. We'll have a guest with us. The author of the Artificially Intelligent channel will be joining us. I don't know how to pronounce that. Duki? Week?
I don't know where you're reading it from. So
In the news, Endersword. Come on.
You're in the news.
I wish. Well, it depends on for what, actually. But yeah, check it out. We'll have the creator of the channel Artificially Intelligent. He does over on YouTube, here on YouTube, however that works. Go check it out. He does a cool little series on how to make bots and how to make them better and how he's working on bots and that kind of thing. Doing a lot of cool stuff there. So, all right. How much longer do we have, Laddie? That's the question. Oh, we can wait a minute. Yeah, well, we got a minute here till he needs to be here. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull up our next best of 3 and let's talk about it. We have got 2 incredibly strong bots going up against each other here. Eris is just a champ for seasons now and has gotten 2 first-place finishes and 1 second-place finish out of four times being here. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's probably
Very
one of
good.
the best ratios of wins.
I think it
that
is.
we've got.
Yeah, I think you'd have to go back to the other. Some of the other like really good ones have been here so long. It's hard to keep that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, exactly. Eris just kind of stormed on, and was immediately good.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Eris, kind of not a rebuild per se, but an evolution of Spiny, as far as I know. Spiny was around for a couple seasons, and that was actually Spiny got like second. Or wait, no, did Spiny get first place too?
Spiny went. Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I got it right. Yeah, Spiny got first
Spiny
place too.
won.
So yeah, every time that Rasper has been in ProBots, he has won in the top 4.
Yeah.
Gotten into the top 4s. Obviously, Eris a huge contender to win it all. And let's take a look at Tyr. The opponent now, Tyr is one of our longest veterans, right up there with Micro Machine.
Yeah.
Will be Tyr's 13th season of ProBots.
A lot of seasons.
Has 6 top 4 finishes, even a first place finish. 2 first place finishes in 2020 season 1 and in 2021 season 1. So it's just telling you one of his first place achievements actually got 2. Oh, yeah, Tyr. If anybody's going to take out Eris, I think Tyr's got one of the better shots. Now, Tyr is Terran.
Is a Terran
this
this
time.
season. Yeah. So we've seen
Really
Tyr
switching it up.
mostly as a Protoss. Then we saw Tyr for a couple seasons as a random.
Yep, 2
but
seasons,
this is
I think.
dedicated Terran.
Yep, and it has been confirmed that Tyr is going Terran this time. And we have seen some fun stuff out of Tyr's Terran play. Obviously, Tyr has all 4, I think, but he's got a Terran, a Zerg, a Protoss, and a random. And I think they're all 4 of them on the AI Arena ladder. So yeah, no, this will be fun to see what fun builds. Hopefully, maybe some new something out of Tyr. Tyr is one of our bots known to do, I don't know, not all of it. He doesn't always cheese, but he's definitely prone to cheesing, I would say. He's very good at it.
I feel that Tyr is prone to doing whatever he thinks will either win or be trolly.
Yeah.
One of those 2 things. I almost feel like he alternates seasons of trying to be creative, trolly, whatever, and then kind of trying to win.
Well, what did he do last season? Last season was a little more straightforward, right?
It was
the random bot.
Random bot, and the random bot had a few holes in some of it.
Yeah, but it wasn't doing anything super cheesy. It was playing a more standard game, I think. So who knows? Who knows what we'll see? We'll find out here. Oh, we have 1 more minute. Is that true? Do we have to wait a minute?
I don't know.
All right. Well, you know what? We like you all so
Nobody
much.
has
We're
to
going to
wait
skip
minutes.
that last minute of waiting and just dive right into this. Eris versus Tyr, best of 3 here on ProBots. Let's go. Team Eris's
Eris.
Team Infinite Improbability Drives.
Tyr.
And here we are on one of our new maps, Waterfall. I like this map.
It is. It's a very pretty looking map.
It's nice and small. I
like
you know, the
these
big maps are
maps.
fun, but everything's a big map these days, it feels like.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like these water choke points here. It's just kind of a cool effect. It does look very Age of Empires 4.
Yeah.
I
can see that.
very much. They're cool.
This is good.
And yeah.
A lot of big open spaces, it looks like. A lot
Yeah.
of big ramps.
Yeah, big ramps, big open middle, but with choke point down the river, like good space control. I like that sort of space gap that isn't using a cliff, because you get a lot of that space gappers that use a high ground to differentiate, but this is all flat ground with the river causing the gap, so you can fire and see over it. But yeah, it's good because it's narrow.
Yeah.
You
That's
can
really
fight
cool.
on either side of it, but but you can't turn.
You can't just push your
reverse
whole
it.
army through right at once, yeah. It should shape up. This should be an interesting matchup here. As long as Tyr can keep up with Eris. Eris is known for just being super fast with expanding, getting the tech out that's needed, just cranking out units right when she needs it. Yeah, this is just. I think this is going to be a little bit tricky for Tyr, but he absolutely has a chance here. Depends on what build he chooses. Maybe you can catch Eris unaware and just get a nice foothold and do, an old school parade push. I think that's going to be one of the ways to beat Eris, is just
Yeah.
getting a foothold somewhere, being able to reinforce it safely, and just not letting Eris push you back. You've got to be the one pushing on Eris.
Yeah, I think so. In this particular map, too, there's a pretty big gap there between the natural and the third. So creep won't cover that for a while. And that's going to be kind of tougher to get at. So you could go completely up the side, too, and just attack from the third first. We often don't see... Like, that's one thing that, again, maybe we could discuss this tomorrow about maps.
Oh, definitely.
But kind of taking a specific... Almost every bot seems to kind of just go down the middle. There's not a lot of, like, how do I attack in an angle that puts them at a disadvantage to whatever.
Or that's easier for you to reinforce.
Yeah, exactly. Or particularly against Zergs, that kind of exploits the idea that they need to be reinforced for all the bases, whereas a lot of the other, like Terran and Protoss, are often reinforced. Protoss from their main base, or sorry, Terran from their main base, Protoss from wherever they have a pylon. But Zerg is the one that's forced to have split points of production.
Oh, that's a good point.
So jamming them in the middle, or jamming them on one side, so that they all kind of have to flood to that farther away area. It's something obviously that human players just do naturally. You would say, I'm going to take this point that exploits a choke, that exploits a pathway, whatever, and has a retreat path, whereas very often bots just bam down the middle.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we got to talk about this. I love that Tyr is going Ghost right now.
Yeah.
Makes me so happy. I'm really hoping we see some nukes. Oh, why did the game leave? Come back, game. We don't see a lot of ghosts. I've been promised nukes a lot in the last few years here. Ketch has said he's gonna nuke. I think Dominion Dog was supposed to have some nukes or something at one point. Tyr, are you gonna make my dreams come true and nuke this?
I'd also be happy with a Snipe Fest.
Snipe Fest would be fun. I'm okay with that too.
Things
it's not as good as nukes,
could do with snipes that a human would have a hard time replicating.
Oh man, you get enough ghosts, you could just decimate a Zerg army in one. If each ghost targeted a different Hydralisk or something, you could wipe out a whole Hydralisk army in a blink of an eye. That would be insane. But no, we got Concussive Shell and Ravens and a lot of tech stuff. So Tyr is going for a more technical route this time. He's even getting that engineering bay to start those upgrades. He's going to be a little bit behind the upgrades than Eris is. Eris already has a lot of roaches and that +1 range attack coming out. We might see a bit of a roach timing coming across off 4 bases here.
And that's often what...
Yeah, that's a lot of roaches in
Eris
production right
usually
now.
maxes on the roaches, with some Ravager as well, and then hits a point where he's about to transition to late game and will full-on attack with the roaches with the intention to do as much damage as possible, really just get them off the books, and then replace with...
Reminds me of like an old Stefano. We remember when Stefano would just go straight 200 supply roaches or something.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you want to
just
get them as fast as possible, get them out there, and move them around.
I mean, Eris has double the supply of Tyr right now. That's a problem, right? Even though Tyr has a good defensive position,
a bit of a problem.
A lot of tech, Liberators coming out. So yeah, Tyr really is going to go for that more cost-efficient game, not the fast, I'm going to take advantage of a timing or something. He's just going to try to weather the storm that is Eris. And we'll see if he can do so.
557. So the fact that Eris knows, like, hey, this is a ghost thing, and I have a response for that, which I assume is what that indicates, then that makes it more interesting. So this is not something that Eris has not seen before.
So what is the response to Masco? Is it all the Zerglings? I saw a Hydra Den just finish. Maybe even the Baneling nest. Banelings in a...
Banelings would be... If you've got good snipes programmed in, then Banelings is almost the worst thing, because they...
Oh, that's good. Well, unless you have more of them.
Yeah.
You would have to have like 3 times as many Banelings as...
But, I mean, oddly, just the mass roach thing is actually fine. Because ghosts are not particularly going to be super efficient against them. They're a tankier, cheap unit.
Well, you say that, but with the tank support, if the tanks get a couple volleys, the ghosts will then just melt.
Yeah, the
help the
tank
army.
support, Marauder support, that's the good part. But,
And Liberator
but
support,
yeah,
too.
just the Ghost is not particularly useful.
Oh, I love the addition of the Liberators mixed in. Yeah, Tyr, again, playing a very technical game, getting a lot of different tech paths. Eris is doing that now as well. An Infestation Pit, a Lurker down on the way. We've got Hydralisk in production and tons of upgrades for both these bots still cranking out here. Ooh, this is shaping up to be an explosive game here. Eris very passive. I'm surprised we're not seeing any pressure just yet. Maybe right when we hit 200, huh?
Right now, the max.
Yeah, there we go. Right as we get about to
Liberators trying to do some damage, but they're kind of through those circles quickly. And right on top of these tanks here, you hear the snipes going off. Not sure exactly what's happening there. Eris tried to like go around weirdly.
Lyle's not hitting the Liberators either, so the Liberators will be able to stick around a little bit for some defense. Ghost now kiting and killing, and that's the thing. When you get down to the lower numbers, Ghosts actually are really, really good.
Quite good then.
They have a lot of health. They're pretty tanky. They do a lot of damage per shot. They just shoot a little slow. That's kind of their big drawback. But Ghost in smaller numbers of skirmishes, Ghosts are really, really good at it.
The burrows there. There's a couple banelings just running around. There's a whole remax of army, or not totally max yet, but there's your slightly higher tech army to follow. The Liberator here is kind of going to get caught out by these queens. Taken out there.
Well, Eris is at the point where the economy's so big, Eris can get everything all at once.
Yeah,
and
that's
what
usually
we're seeing the Pathogene Lance finish. We're going to see Lurkers starting to produce. Yep, there we go.
Going up to Hive now too. 8 Hydras being added on. Lurkers being added on.
Tyr's just a little bit behind here, but if Tyr can get up to that 200 supply army and just start being cost efficient with it, I still think Tyr can make something happen. He's got a lot of really good tech right now. Oh,
he almost got a creep tumor or something down.
Almost. Ghosts are going to be able to clear us out. Here comes Eris, I think. Nah, Eris just kind of skirting around on the edges of creep, playing a little defensively, I guess. Maybe waiting for something to push onto the creep. But, maybe going to go for that bottom right base. Yeah, is that what Eris is thinking about?
Yeah, Tyr's gotta get something done here soon. The army is moving out onto the creep. Looks like, but maybe not fully committing yet. There we go. I think
way
Tyr ahead of the tanks, though.
Oh yeah, he needs to group up and keep those alive. Especially he's just cutting through creep with the geez, there they come. I think Tyr needs to play the slower game. He's so far behind, not far behind, but like upgrades are a little bit behind. Production and expansions are a little bit behind. He needs to take some really cost-efficient engagements here. Banelings are getting some hits.
They do getting close.
The Ghost so far surviving.
Is he going to hold here? Okay.
Now they're
There's only a couple tanks unsieging, but he does hold it.
Medevacs.
There's a reinforcement of Banelings behind, and
I think if he goes mass Ghost Medevac, he can just
maybe the Lurker's in position now there to be annoying. The real thing is Eris puts you on a clock to get to Broodlord, and I don't think you can take this sort of army into Broodlord.
Oh, juicy fungals going down. Yeah, Eris with the Infestors are going to get a lot of good fungals. And with no medevac support here, those fungals hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, they hurt so bad. And Lurkers are never going to get pushed through at this point. Yeah, I think Eris might just have gotten too much of a foothold, too much of a lead here for Tyr to do anything against. Like, Tyr has a lot of cool little skirmishes going on. Ghosts and tanks clearing off some of the static defenses and pushing here and there, but Eris just has everything.
Yeah, and Eris just kind of has infinite money at this point too, and all the major tech is done. He's even getting level 3 on upgrades at this point. Adding in Vipers now is going to be a big part of it.
I think there's a lot of potential here with Tyr's build, though. Yeah. Again, just the very technical nature of it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of. I think it's going to be hard though, because there is so much more micro that you're going to have to, I think, program in to do the ghosts, to do drops if you want to start working drops in.
Yeah, starting it off against one of the strongest opponents in the entire thing, and not only the strongest opponents, but like doing exactly what by default doing what I think is a counter to it. So like the mass roach Ravager style, I think, again, the ghosts are not particularly strong against.
Yeah.
Like, at least they don't have any advantage against, and
yeah, it's pretty even, I'd say.
Yeah.
But no detection here is really hurting Tier as well. Those lurkers are wrecking face. Oh, Tier's gonna keep trying to push in on the creep, but yeah, now he's stuck on the low ground, no way to evacuate. The swarm comes in and destroys it all. Yeah, I think that's much it here. Here with some decent production, we'll keep pushing back a little bit, but yeah, again, he's got no real way to break the lurkers. If he had detection, he could use ghosts and snipe and stuff, but yeah.
Even using banelings on the command center, on the planetary.
Might as well. Oh yeah, that thing goes down right away. Yeah, and that's pretty much Tier's main mining base. I think this one on the top-ish has a little bit left, but yeah. Oh, I think it's going to do it. Eris is going to take game number 1 here by the looks of it. But again, this is Tier's first season officially doing Terran.
Yeah.
And coming in with really nice, again, a really nice army set, I think. A really nice composition.
Yeah.
I think with a lot of potential. Just it needs to learn when to commit, when to attack, where to attack a little bit more efficiently. I think there was a lot more of just, you know, skirmishes everywhere. Skirmishes on the left, on the right, and a lot of that is Tier just trying to defend. But yeah, we need to see a really nice, decisive attack out of Tier, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the key. When you go for like a very technical or composition-based army, I think you have to be the one that's deciding when to be in the offense. You can't just kind of sit back, because the whole thing is there's got to be something specific you're trying to execute.
You're trying to force them to engage into your tanks. You're trying to pull them into your snipe range while pushing them back and pushing their creep back. And yeah, essentially, like you said, deciding the engagements. But oh, hey, it's killing some lurkers now. He's got some detection there. But yeah, there's just so much here. Eris has.
There's a lot of little stuff you could do too against a Zerg. Like I don't know if he ever bothered to get the ghost cloak. I didn't see it, but
I don't think he did.
Yeah, to like get out maybe on the map and start trying to clear creep, because so many opponents seem to just neglect the creep part of it, and it just becomes impossible to make any progress.
Well, and that's where you can decide where to fight, right? You can get your army right on that and start pushing up, clear it, push up more, and that's kind of how Terran works, right? That's just kind of the mechanics of it. You want to do that, especially when you're going a tank-based composition and Liberator-based composition.
Yeah.
You want to do that kind of slow, steady crawl forward, clear the path, defend your path, and all that. Yeah, and nukes. Nukes, of course, are the ideal choice. Should have gone nukes here. You should have listened. I told you to go nukes, but no. Nobody ever goes nukes. Nobody listens to Andy, man.
True.
One day you'll all listen to me and go mass nukes or something. I want to see mass disruptor too. We have yet to see a really cool disruptor play. I think we've only seen him once or twice.
I think ghosts counter banelings perfectly. Because they just
not if they get hit in the face by
not
them.
if they get hit by it. Well, nothing counters banelings if they get hit by it. But you snipe them. That's the point.
Well, and when you split too, again, the ghosts are going to take a baneling hit way better than a marine. Not as good as a marauder, but they're going to be able to survive at least that initial baneling hit, especially if you have medevacs overhead. Yeah, they can definitely.
Yeah, I figured the thing that like ghosts are the best at. Ghosts kind of does well if something is low health that you could hit it in one shot and kill it, or if something is big enough health that the snipes obliterate it. So they're really good against, like, you know, ultras or bird lords or something, because they could just take down. That's what they're meant to do. But they're also good at hitting the key targets of like a baneling. What they're not great about.
They've got that nice range, which allows them to.
Yeah, is like lings, roaches, whatever.
Yeah, look at this. This is a very slow bleed. Tier's gonna hold this base for a while, but no, I think Eris is gonna eventually just break through. But yeah, no, the ghost range, I think, is what really gives them a lot of help too. They can kite, so they can target down with, you know, again, if you program this bot perfectly, you can target down every baneling as you're cutting back. But you do need to, you can't just do it with the ghost. You got to have something to kind of help with the wings and all the other stuff that's going to be there. But in a big engagement, yeah, the Ghost can absolutely target down some banelings effectively.
Indeed.
All right, well, this last base should be falling momentarily here.
Yeah, the
You're
Muta's
just about
coming.
out of money.
Deal with
Yep,
it.
Muta's got this now. Yeah, there's really no anti-air left. And Eris will take game number 1 very decisively. Yeah, again, Tyr just a little bit slow getting started, where Eris was, double the supply at about 5 minutes in, which was
And
that's just
Eris
huge.
tends to cut corners, and a lot of people have tried to exploit that. That Eris kind of gets greedy in the early game, and people have tried to poke at that, but with not much success other than for -0, really.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have kind of viewed that as a, if I can get in there early, that's where there's a weak point. But no one's really done well against Eris with the I'm going to build up and then out.
Well, you have to, if
control
you're doing
of
that, you have to
control.
get a killing blow with it,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much. You can't just go in and even hurting Eris a bit doesn't seem to really do anything. You have to literally get in there with the timing and just do a killing blow if you're going to do an early timing like that. Either that or you have to go for that longer game, a lot more War of Attrition style, really wear Eris down. But, all right, we're going to see what happens here. We got game number 2 ready to go. Eris versus Tyr. See if Tyr's Terran play can bring him back, or if Eris will move on in go.
Team Eris's Eris. Team Infinite Improbability Drives.
Tyr.
All right, we are on Berlingrad for map number 2 here. Now, this map, I think, is going to favor Tyr a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit harder. It's a little more narrow. That attack path is a little bit more up the middle.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to expand, I think, for Terran as well. Not quite as, Tyr trying to get a 4th base was really stretching off to the sides out there. And, yeah, it was just a little bit trickier. So I think this map is going to favor Tyr a little bit. We'll see what happens here. Eris, actually, yeah, I think it will favor Tyr as far as attacking Eris as well, right? Just because some of these bases aren't as easy to reinforce necessarily. Like, I'm looking at that 4th down in the bottom middle. Maybe if Tyr can get a nice foothold there, and just kind of control that side, the left side of the map.
Yeah.
I think that might be a good chance. I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll see how this shapes up, which bases Eris goes for. Yep, Eris, I was going to say, it's probably going to go for that top one. Going to go straight up now. Scouting around as well, looking for any proxies. Really nice scouting.
Yeah, good idea there.
Frontier also.
Yeah, and
looking
again,
around.
I think Eris recognizes that, it's the early game. In order to play greedy, you got to play safe or be aware of any threat that's coming. And Tyr going to bunker up here in front.
Good choice. Yeah, no, this is a little bit easier to defend. Going to be able to at least survive the early game. But again, Eris seems to be very passive unless attacked early game. It's that beast that until it reaches its full power, it won't attack you unless you poke it with a stick too many times. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Tyr does here. I think we're going to see something similar, probably. Maybe that more technical composition. We do have a factory on the way now for Tyr, so I'm sure we'll see tanks, and then I'm hoping we see ghosts again. I want to see these ghosts do something good.
See ghosts be a little more aggressive, and yeah, there you go, the Ghost Academy.
Yep, there it is.
Yep.
Woo! That makes me happy. All right, do it, ghosts. Do it. If I had to be a StarCraft unit, probably.
I'm surprised that there's not a movie called Ghost Academy. Like, nothing to do with. I mean, it feels like there should be.
Oh no, I'm thinking Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy. There's Police Academy. But
Police
I
Academy.
feel like Ghost Academy just should be.
Maybe
a thing.
does Blizzard own the trademarks to that name? The rights to
It
that
seems like a tough one to own because like Academy's quite generic and a Ghost is quite generic. It would.
But together, you've got a Ghost
There's
Academy.
apparently a book called Ghost Academy by
Star Wars or Star Trek book, I'm assuming.
No, by
Or, I mean,
Sullivan
StarCraft
Gray.
book.
No.
Oh, it's not.
No. This is more what I was thinking. Okay, so maybe someone can make. It's only out in 2020, so maybe someone will make a movie about it. It looks, based on the cover of the books, it looks like it's going to be Twilight-ish.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's a young adult
Falls in love with
paranormal
ghosts.
academy / urban fantasy. There you go.
Well, there you have it, everybody.
But that's what I was thinking of. So at least a book exists. That is the thing that I'm thinking of.
They get the coolest gear, man. You can turn invisible. You get like a cool optic eyepiece. You get the sniper rifle.
Yeah. A sniper rifle like the size of your body that you're carrying around.
I think you get a weird inhibitor chip that like messes with your brain, but a small price to pay to get cool.
Yeah. And then eventually you can take over all the Zerg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right, well, Tier is keeping up a little bit better this time, it feels like. It's only down by about, 30 supply here. As opposed to double, But, give it a couple more minutes here, and Eris is about to have a huge swell of production. Drones still cranking out 4 at a time. Even Roaches now on the way, so we are seeing that kind of Roach start again with the upgrades. And then, just very similar progression at Eris. Maybe there's a timing with the Roaches you could hit, like with Liberators or something. Maybe if you rush Liberators and get in there. Because you did have the Ravagers, but their biles weren't really hitting the Liberator.
Yeah.
I don't know.
True. That's true. Liberators is one of those things. I think it's like the tanks that almost always you find that the AI gets caught late with them.
Yeah.
And so they're like sieging them up as the army's attacking, and it doesn't work.
Great
like
if they're sitting there
yeah.
ready to go, but
But you miss half the shots when it's like that.
That tank to shoot. Probably a Zergling. I'd imagine.
Likely.
Yep, splattered a Zergling there. All right, Hydralisk down on the way. Ravagers in production. Yeah, the Zerg army is about to take off. Yeah, about double the supply now. There it is. Just really taking off. 5th base on the way. The creep spread has begun. And Tier's about to start losing big portions of this map unless he starts getting his presence out there and starts taking some map control.
Yeah,
he's going to get a 4th base a little earlier, it feels like, than last game.
That's good. I think that's good. If you're going to do this, I think you need to stay economically on the same level that Eris is at, who's already getting a 5th base.
Yeah.
If you get any more than that 1 base behind, I think you're in trouble.
No, this is looking okay so far. Great defensive position for Tier. He's going to be totally safe for the time being. Again, Eris usually hesitant to attack until about 200 supply anyway. So yeah, Tier's got a moment. He's got some time to get some more defenses up, get some more tanks out, which they are producing. Liberators too. We'll see. Rocks are going to die, and here comes Eris. Getting ready.
Yeah, I think pretty important on this map. As you said, there's a lot of like chokes and kind of the natural path is just right down the middle. So clearing out the path definitely make this a lot easier.
Zergling run by here is going to probably force a cancel. There's a couple ghosts and a tank here. Does pull the majority of the Zerglings up the ramp. Oh, he's going to try to save it. Yeah, okay. Save it. Tier keeps the base alive. That's good. Good. Yeah, Tier needs that 4th, I'd say. It's not a matter of want. It's a matter of need against Eris.
True.
A 6th base now coming down
Eris
for Eris.
realizing it is Ghost. Now, Eris did say add mutas about 10 minutes earlier in this game. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we do have the Spire
Oh, I see
is
a Spire
halfway done
already.
now, so we might see a little bit earlier Mutalisk. Now, yeah, Ghost's pretty good against Mutas too, right?
Yep. Quite good.
They can really
snipe
tank some,
those off. Yeah.
tank some decent damage from. Oh. Zerglings are being very active right now. They're just kind of poking around, testing the waters, but Tier so far has been able to ward off all the aggression with some relative ease. In great little tank line here. Going to be able to hold for some time, but we've got Banelings morphing, a lot of Zerglings on the way. Eris nearing that 200 supply, and that is the moment that tier really needs to be ready or die.
Oh, I like the burrowed banelings here on the ramp.
Nice.
Kind of cute.
That is really nice. Oh yeah, you get one good hit on those ghosts. That's really gonna help
Yeah,
you. Ooh, even here,
right
yeah,
in the,
getting
right
all
in
the
the
choke.
bush too.
Did Eris do that last game and we just didn't notice?
I
would
didn't.
imagine.
If we didn't notice, then we didn't notice. But I don't think so.
We'll check the replays tomorrow when we go spots. But really nice play out of Eris. Yeah, getting ready for potential Baneling busts here. And here comes the army. Eris is
Good
going to
initial
come
shot.
in from one side, though. It looked like Eris was trying to come in from two, but the pathing kind of screwed that up. That's really going to help Tyr out in this engagement.
There's the
Oh, that
banelings.
really helps him.
Yeah.
There you go. Banelings get gunned down by the ghosts. And Tyr's going to hold this initial wave of aggression
Yeah, quite well.
way better than last time. Way, way better. Oh, man, that's so much better.
Yeah, virtually no losses in that. Yeah, that's a much more promising start.
Those rocks, Endersword.
Yeah.
You mentioned it earlier, how they can kind of screw up, but we saw Eris just killing rocks. So Eris knows about rocks.
Yes.
But it really looked to me like that the rocks screwed up Eris's pathing, because you saw Eris kind of go and start to engage from the left and then try to go back around to the right. And if those rocks had just not been there, Eris would have come crashing in from two sides and might have been able to push through.
Quite true.
But that was great for Tyr. Really good engagement. Now he's going to start clearing up creep, starting to take back his side of the map.
Yeah, I think that's going to be big to keep this cleared off.
Going, Tyr. You got this.
Yeah, it does kind of pull back, finding those banelings too with the Raven.
That's nice. Yeah, it's really good that Tyr has those ravens out. He's going to be able to clear creep, obviously, but yeah, avoiding those Baneling landmines is huge. Oh, yeah. Because again, Tyr is down a little bit in supply, so he needs to be very cost efficient for the next at least couple of minutes until he can get another base established. He is trying to get that bottom left base, which is
Or forest.
where? Oh,
I don't
he's
know.
going to build
That's what
one.
he says.
I was like,
I don't know.
man, I love that. We don't see
Yeah.
Spore Forest enough anymore.
Not as much anymore. Yeah.
Hey, if you got the extra minerals, might as well. They just make it so hard to push into.
They do.
Because they just they gunk up the area. They make it so nothing cloaked can sneak through.
Yeah.
Really good at keeping the air out, so your ground base army
That's
can
it.
stay safe.
I think part of the reason you don't see them as much anymore is the whatever it's called, the spore cloud, the
Oh yeah, parasitic bomb,
anti-air.
or oh god,
yeah,
what was it called?
yeah, I forget what it is.
Something
even
else,
called, 'cause
cloud, whatever cloud.
I thought it was spore cloud, but it can't be. It's something else. But yeah, basically is an anti-air.
Oh, here we go.
Nice.
Zerg coming in from one angle yet again, but this is a little bit wider of an attack place. Hellbats coming in clutch though. They're going to be able to push those Banelings back. They absorbed a lot of
nice
Baneling
fungal
damage.
there.
Oh boy.
And that spore
Here's
forest
pushing
is
back.
going to get cleaned up, but lurkers here need some detection on these lurkers, or they're going to take everything out.
Where'd the Raven go? Doesn't he have a Raven? Did it die? It must have died.
I guess it died. I don't even. No, it's over there.
Oh, there it is.
there
Yeah,
it
no,
is,
it's here. All right.
Yeah, but it was just in the
Hanging
wrong
out with an
place.
overseer.
Wrong place at the wrong time. A whole bunch more lurkers coming in. Fungals in the front, and he really still does not have a way to deal with this.
Blinding
because the
cloud,
Raven won't
that's
come.
what it's called.
Yeah, blinding cloud. Yeah.
Sorry. I had to look it up. It was driving me nuts.
No,
the hell
it's
is it called?
not blinding cloud. The other one.
Oh,
gotta
not
look
blind.
it up.
Oh, jeez.
The
What are you thinking of?
other, the
blinding
only anti-air one. The
Oh, parasitic bomb?
no. I think it does it even not exist anymore. There was the thing that was like the miasmic cloud that just covers an area and only reduces damage from air units to
Are you
ground.
thinking from the Defiler in StarCraft 1?
No. I'll find it between games. I'm not gonna look it up.
Yeah, no,
but
I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
But Viper that cast it, right?
I thought it was Viper, but I don't think it is the Viper. I think
Oh no, it's the
something else.
Infestor. It's the Infestor.
Yeah, Infestor.
Anyway, this game's still going on here. Tyr, keeping up in supply. He's got a lurker pounding this token, rather. Microbial shroud. There you go.
Yeah. Microbial shroud creates a shroud, obscures ground units underneath, reducing damage taken by air units
That's right.
by 50%.
Yeah, no one
So,
uses
yeah,
that. Anderson.
no one uses it, but the fact that it's one of those meta things where because it exists, no one has to use it.
Ooh, more Baneling landmines are burrowed there. He's trying to poke in. Actually, the Baneling's going to commit. Oh, they're going to get some decent hits there, clearing out some of the Hellbats. Most of the ghosts live on very, very low health. So if they can just get some heals, they'll be able to keep fighting and pushing this back. Again, those rocks causing a little bit of issue, I think, for Eris. Forcing Eris to go one way or the other into chokes, where if that was open, Eris would have pretty much full control of this zone, I think. Liberator in a decent spot there. Here is taking a supply advantage here. What is happening, Endosword?
He's kind of pushing. He still doesn't deal
is
very
pushing
well
hard.
with the lurker, but he's still kind of just powering his way through.
This is what I was talking about. He's got a little bit of a foothold here. He needs to have a strong position that he can take out a base and keep reinforcing, and now even keep pushing forward. Eris getting a little bit sloppy with the engagements, just kind of throwing a few units here and there, and they're just getting eaten up by the siege tanks right now. Is this base going to die? It
Looks
is.
like it.
Oh, it's so dead. It's gonna die, and Tyr is gonna keep pushing forward. I think Tyr's gonna take this game, Undersword.
He very well might. It looks like he's doing quite well, especially if he can continue to expand, because his economy is going to run out.
Yeah,
a bit.
Wow, but he's taking such cost-efficient engagements.
Yeah.
He almost doesn't even need to reinforce at this point. He's keeping those ghosts alive. That is huge.
Yeah, that's
healing.
key. Yeah,
they're absorbing damage. They're dealing damage, and Tyr is pushing through for the win, you guys. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and this is showing that sort of Zerg inability to regroup.
Yeah, well, you get in between their production. And, yeah. Like you said earlier, they regroup
cut it
from
off and
so many different angles that
the way that he's streaming in, there's so many ghosts out now, and with all the medevac support, he's just steamrolling it.
Woo, Tyr! I told y'all that Tyr could go toe to toe with Eris. I told y'all, and here we are, moving on to an ace match. This is done. I'm calling it. Tyr has won. He's taken down the hive. There it goes, or where, whatever that was. Is that a hive?
That was a hive, yeah.
Yeah. That's a hive at the natural. What does he have in the main? Does he have a hive in the main too?
No, probably. I don't know if there's a hatch.
Oh, he's trying to get one now.
Yeah, trying to make it.
A little too late for that.
But yeah, it was just a hatchery.
Hell yeah, buddy! Getting an ace match here
for the
with the awesome composition. I'm telling you, this is a good composition against her.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just has to get rolling. I think the dominance in which it took the first fight, led to the rest of this.
That really helped for sure.
Yeah. So he's got to kind of.
So did Tyr win because of the rocks or because he took a good engagement?
Maybe. I mean, both. The way that he was set up, the way he was set up with all the ghosts to one side, the tanks really set up. The only thing that
they would have absorbed it. Yeah.
They did it well. So and the way that the Banelings came in on that, where they almost did like a parade in front of the tanks to try and get to the ghosts, which were way off to the side, so they just got owned. I think that worked very well. To see if he can replicate that success again, versus game one, where again that initial engagement really wiped out a lot and stunted a lot of his momentum. So I think it's that. I think that first kind of push out has to then give you the latitude to go and start clearing creep. And I guess I talked about it in the series before, but he did kind of choose a side and sweep in. Instead of going right down the middle, whether that was kind of intentional or whether he kind of got pulled that way, because often these AI armies just kind of, they get pulled like zombies towards sound. If there's just units in an area, so he just ends up there. But whether that's intentional or not, don't know. This one will be interesting. The middle is very disconnected, or like everything's a choke on this map.
All right, well, yeah, let's hop in there and see as we hop into Game 3, Eris versus Tyr, to see which one will move on into the upper bracket of their group. Let's go.
Team Eris's Eris. Team Infinite Improbability Drives.
Tyr.
All right, hear me out, Undersword. Tyr beats Eris in this game. Eris gets, knocked down, beats, I'm predicting Dovahkiin beats Zozo, because Dovahkiin's got a little more experience. And then we have Eris versus Dovahkiin, and Eris loses to a drone rush and gets knocked out of the group stages.
Sounds right.
Is it possible?
It is possible. Maybe.
We'll have an update by the time Dovahkiin or Zozo would face Eris. But we'll see here. Yeah, Tyr has to get through this last stage if that's even going to be a chance here. But again, if anybody's going to knock down Eris, Tyr's got one of the better chances. I think Tyr, maybe Ketch, -0, obviously. There's a few bots that can still tangle with Eris, but Eris is kind of like the ultimate boss still, where you're going to have to give it everything you've got. You're not just going to be able to go in and get an easy ever. You're going to have to play pretty much almost a perfect game. Every game, be able to beat Eris. So we'll see here. Much faster expansion out of Tyr than in game 1, which is nice. But yeah, really kind of get that economy rolling a little bit faster. Yeah, we're gonna see. Is it gonna be the same build then? Probably out of both these bots. They seem to stick to their guns.
Yeah, I think if Tyr kind of went all in on this choice, then because the ghost thing lost and then Tyr did it again. So I've got to think it's, he's
Felt
going to do
different
it
though.
again.
It felt faster again. Like this time, it feels like the expansion's a little faster.
Yeah.
No? Or am I
Yeah,
making
so
that up?
it's likely that there's variations of it, like map dependent and whatever. But yeah, I hope it's the same. Definitely interesting.
We shall see. Yes, indeed. Ace match. Author of Tears here, Simon. Going toe-to-toe with Team Eris's Eris. And, yeah, again, hang around for a while. We got one more best of 3 after this one, everybody. So while this is epic and probably going to be one of our highest level games of the night, I'm really excited to see another new bot. So make sure y'all stick around to see the debut of Zozo. Always fun to get new bots here. I'm so impressed that every season you get at least 2 new bots, 2 or 3 new bots.
Yeah, it is good.
Cool.
To have
Good
that
job.
rotation.
Yeah.
Even if it means Jensi's out.
I miss
Jensi.
Jensi. I don't think has Jensi been updated.
I
I don't think
don't know.
Jensi's been updated in years. Jensi got a little abandoned there. I haven't checked
It's,
for a while. in a
it's
while.
quite a task to keep these up to date. And yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, aren't
And
both
yeah.
these authors team authors? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's team improbability drive.
We've got 2 team bots going up against each other right here. Team Eris and Team Infinite Improbability. Welcome both authors. Who's the
And
other
of
author?
course,
Oh, right there. Good
your-
team.
Yeah. That and the baby does some coding.
Ah, yes. The baby's there mostly for inspiration, probably. Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. A lot of fun. All right. This is going to get ramping up very soon. We're going to just have that, traditionally slow start between these two. They both like to get their macro going. Especially Eris doesn't like to attack until about 200 supply. So, who made Eris? Team Eris, obviously. So it's Rasper and I Don't Code This Game are the Team Eris there. All right, Ghost coming out. I have yet to see nukes. I'm really disappointed in you, Tyr, that I don't see nukes. Better in the next update. You've got the Ghosts in place. You've shown that they can win and they can do a really good job. Now mix some nukes in.
Nukes
I'll be
are
happy.
key. Nukes are key.
First super.
Yeah.
Oh, lost the game again. Oh, there it is. We're good. Oh yeah, heroes. Checking the ladder. I wanted to see if I think Gency bot's been. I miss Gency. Gency was a good bot.
Yeah.
My favorite Terrans. If you're listening, Gency, come back. All right, here we go. Zerglings are going to be killing these rocks here and doing their thing. Yeah, no Gency.
Eddie.
Damn shame. All right, yep, Spire on the way. I'm sorry, Spire's done. Mutas are on the way now.
Yes.
And these are way earlier
This is
mutas.
way, yeah, you're right. Way
than
earlier.
time. Way earlier.
He
Like,
called
straight
it
to
last
muta.
time and never really made them because
Well, he saw,
he saw the
Ghost,
ghost.
probably.
But yeah, this is much earlier and I think very exploitative. to
Oh,
catch
this
these.
is great for Eris.
There's a couple
no.
ghosts and they do pretty well, like you said, against the mutas. But if he's already getting nice clutch repairs, and is he gonna die for it?
Oh, save it. Muta's coming back in. They
All he
just
needs
need
is
one
a lucky
splash.
bounce. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that tank is so low. How is it
That's
not
quite
dead?
the save.
Wow,
quite the
that could
save.
be huge because that tank is going to be
Yeah.
really instrumental in holding the banelings
Okay,
that
finally
are
gets
coming.
it.
Oh, it does die, son of a
Finally gets it.
gun. Oh, the ghost might even die. There's
Ghost
no
getting
healing, no cloak, no support.
Yeah.
Liberator's on the way. Liberator might be able to push this back, but full retreat out of tier. This might just be too much.
Yeah, this
The
might
early
be
muta
the
switch
great
was key.
response and
Great
a little
response.
bit potentially anticlimactic, but it's a very smart answer to this.
Well, this is the most human series, I think, as
Yeah.
far as like decision making has gone. Obviously, just a total switch around here in Game 3, and Eris just with the perfect build order, hard counters tier.
Yeah, I don't know how much of it's like literally thought out of like Tank doesn't shoot up, Hellbat doesn't shoot up, Marauder doesn't shoot up.
Yeah.
The only thing you're gonna have is like 2 or 3 ghosts.
And that's not enough for this many mutas.
Yeah.
He does have the Liberator out, and the mutas seem to be really afraid of it. They haven't even shot at it. Okay, now
They
they're
do.
Now
On
they're
the
attacking.
on the other hand, there's 14 workers.
Oh, he's repairing. Can he repair through the muta? No.
Oh,
Oh, he is.
They don't seem
Keeps
to have. They don't have that. This thing's about to die.
Might as well stick around for one more
Yeah.
shot. Okay, now he's gonna
There
get
we
it.
go.
Yeah, this is-
All right, 11, 10.
now that's gonna do it. Oh man, that was epic series between these two. But a
8.
quick game number 3, Eris is gonna
Yeah, just the perfect response to this to
Perfect
just shut it
response.
down.
beautiful build.
very
yeah,
coldly.
really clever. Yeah,
It
no, we'll
almost
have to-
works then in his favor that he didn't see the ghost, because last game he literally called like Eris going mutas,
Yeah, but
and
then saw
then he saw
ghosts.
the ghost and did it. This time that 609 was after the first mutas were made, so he was committed. Yeah, the
Interesting.
creep for
So
Upper
just
Lord
to-
too. Yeah.
Well, but didn't the Overlord see it though? I'm sure the
I
Overlord.
don't know if he
got it
did
and
because
saw
he called it last time, like the moment he saw it. So the fact that he only called it at 609 this time,
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. So
I don't
maybe
know.
not.
We'd have to ask the authors here. Yeah, I don't think. Are either of Team Eris's? All right, GG. Eris will take it in a quick game number 3, but a great series between those two. Very high level. Tier showing that he can go the distance, especially in a long, drawn out game. A really hard fought game. Game number 2 there, but came out on top. Eris is going to move on. Tier's going to get knocked down. And we have got one more best of 3 for you all tonight. Again, thank you everybody for being here, and thank you for everybody for hitting that thumbs up. Really does help get us a lot of visibility. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for PostBots, our after program show for you, the Crown Club. If you come into the Discord and hang out with us, you can chit-chat with the authors. We're going to have a special guest tomorrow, the creator of Artificially Intelligent. Go check them out on YouTube. What's going on? Somebody can link it here, I'm sure. If you got the link, that'd be great. Toss it in. All right, we're gonna take a look at these last 2 bots here. Endersword, we've got one more new bot, Zozo. What do you know about Zozo?
So I've heard, I think Ketchrock was saying last week in PostBots, where you get tons of inside information. Check out PostBots, join the Crown Club. Mr. Beast, dude, perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he was saying that he is also really good at worker rush algorithm. Yeah.
Okay, is that, well, I'm assuming that's what this image indicates, is that he worker rushed so hard that his opponent just literally vaporized
Yeah.
into
So
a
the
little steam cloud.
word on the street is, so there's a special ladder they have called, is it like empty 48 or flat 48 or
Flat
something
48,
like that?
yep, it's the worker rush, yep.
That they just practice worker rushing on, and I guess
Oh,
he's
boy.
now number one of that ladder.
Well, Zozo may be a worker rusher, but I think Dovahkiin, also known
Yes.
for some worker rushing. So this should be fun.
Fine.
Take a look at Dovahkiin, yeah. Zozo in Python, created by Sam Ogon. And here's Dovahkiin, programmed in Go. I think our only Go bot, right? Or do we have two Go bots? I think he's the only bot. Yeah. Oh, no. -0's Go as well. That's right. Yeah.
Go? Okay.
-0 and Dovahkiin both go. Haskell is the new language. Xena is the only one in
yeah.
Haskell. That's what I was thinking. And then, yeah, Micro Machine's still the only C++. But now we got C#, we've got Python, Java, a lot of languages now that you can all do. And that's what's impressive, actually, about just a quick note on Xena. Haskell is a new language for ProBots, so they're building it from the ground up. That is really impressive. We're going to see more of Xena next week, I think. Group A. Yeah, we go back to Group A, right? Yep. Anyway, we're going to see two more epic bots here tonight. Zozo and Dovahkiin, I believe, are ready to duke it out for your entertainment. So once again, thank you all for being here. This is our final series here. But make sure, again, you tune in tomorrow for Postbots. Come hang out with us. It'll be fun. Play a game. We'll watch some clips. Have a few laughs. All that jazz. All right.
Yeah, great time.
It'll be great. Let's go ahead and hop into game number 1 here, our final series once again on ProBots Day 2. Go.
Sam Ogons.
Zozo.
Yatta Hunts.
Dovahkiin.
So, Andy will be back in 10
back.
seconds. This game might not last that long.
I'm back.
We do have Zozo on the way with the probes. Dovahkiin going for the very early pool, but also a gas. The early pool I anticipated because Zerg is one of the few. Okay, there we go.
Oh, he cancels. He sees what's going on. Yep, full reaction here. It's going to be a worker fight, everybody.
Yeah,
and we're going to have this happen on top of the
positioning.
ramp, which actually really helps Dovahkiin, right?
Yeah, I think so. We're getting the mass pullback here by Zozo.
Zoom in here. I want to see this up close. I want to see this fight up close and personal. There we go. Yeah, right on the front lines here. They're actually chasing the probes back, but that hurts. Well, actually, who does that help more? Because the drones heal, but the shields recharge faster than the healing, right?
Yeah, definitely way faster.
So if you only fight with shields, you're going to always win.
Yeah.
Oh, and there he goes. He pulls back once again.
This is definitely going to be a Zozo advantage here. I thought Dovahkiin was doing a right thing at one point there. He made the early pull, and I think Zerg is the one race where that's the right thing to do, is to try and get to
I wish he would have kept
lanes.
it. Yeah, if he had kept it, and even if he got one ling out right now, that would just be huge. Or two, maybe two.
Yeah, so they're still dead even. The other thing to point out here, because he canceled it, Dovahkiin has 170 minerals, but he's not making anything.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, he could reinforce with a few more workers.
He could have. Yeah, he could have just retreated back home, made 3 more workers, and then been way ahead.
I mean, he's being forced all the way back home by Dovahkiin. Yeah. This is really interesting. Dovahkiin's he has had enough. He will fight to the death here, it seems. No one's going back home. But yeah, I think the probes, just with their shield regen, should be able to take this in the long run here. 12-7 now, 12-6. Wow, an explosive worker rush game number 1 here. Yeah, those probes really using their shields to their advantage. Now, this is something you can do on this map, but that you can't do on the worker rush map, because you can't run away and get that many shields. If this was on the worker rush map, I think Dovahkiin would have won.
Possible, yeah.
But the fact that Zozo was able to retreat so far, now it's just gonna start mining, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And it's weird to. I mean,
eat
it
my
is
cookie
weird that
now, Undersword.
Dovahkiin literally doesn't. Isn't doing anything.
It doesn't have any
Yeah.
money. Can't do anything.
But he does have money.
Oh, wait,
That's
he
what
does.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
this is kind of what I'm saying. He does have money, and so it's
Interesting.
weird.
Doesn't quite have that follow up of when Worker Rush fails. That.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, prop Zozo's got the follow up plan. Nicely played there. It does get back to mining, builds the stalkers. Even the immortal was on the way, I think. All right. Well,
There you go. Early.
that was
quick-
game
quick
number
one.
1. Not much else to say about that. And I have a strong feeling we're going to see something similar in game number 2. Now, I think Dovahkiin's just going to work a rush since he lost game number 1, right?
Maybe. Or
Right.
maybe he's got some specialized worker rush defense. Okay, yeah, there you go. He will. But but let's
Oh,
see.
did he say though?
He might have. We'll wait till we load in.
All right, well, we're going to get this game loaded in just a second here. What could be the final game. Zozo up 1-0. If Dovahkiin can withstand the worker rush. Now, we've decided that probes are the ultimate worker rushers, right?
Yeah.
Just because they have shields.
I think so. So they have there's advantage and disadvantage. So they've got shields that regen, but then they have less hit points than say an SCV,
Yeah.
and they can't regen in combat, whereas the Zerg can regen in combat.
That's true. The Zerg does regen during combat.
Yeah, so there's kind of the three things. But with that said, yeah, I do think that the probes, it's down to how you get your opponent to behave. So the fact that you can retreat and your opponent will chase you makes them better. But the fact that you have to retreat for it to work means that your opponent could decide to not retreat.
And go back to mining and start getting the advantage
To
there while
not
you're
chase you.
sneaking
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
they-
a little bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what happens in game number 2. We're ready.
Sam Ogons.
Zozo.
Yatta Hunts.
Dovahkiin.
Okay. So here we are in Waterfall, and what's fun about this is Dovahkiin actually does have a bit of a follow-up to this one. Oh, but he doesn't anticipate the probes being out on the maps.
Yeah, this
is a drone right
pretty
away.
Brutal.
Oh my
This is
god, that's
pretty
hilarious.
brutal.
Well,
Yeah.
so he does pull the probes back, and he's got drones making back at home.
Yeah.
So
that,
now
that
if
may
he can
work in his
trade,
benefit.
if he can trade somewhat effectively here, he
Mhm.
does get the top of the Protoss's ramp.
He does neutralize something interesting here too, which is that the retreat path
Wow,
is
he got wrecked.
yeah, he got destroyed.
Oh my god, he just got wrecked
Yeah.
so hard. They don't even care about that last
Yeah.
round. They're like, we
They're
feel
like,
bad
whatever.
for you. We'll let you live.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a kill. Look at that.
Pretty good.
Good for you, drone.
All right, now we're into something earlier.
All right,
Yeah,
well, now we
this
have a
is
game
something
where
else,
Zerg
yeah.
is down by 10
Yeah.
workers, and we'll see if he can make a comeback. All right. This is fun. Uncharted terrain here. We've never
Yeah,
seen
the-
this
the
scenario.
chief advantage is that he doesn't have to make an overlord that soon.
That's true. So he'll be able to drone a
So,
little bit more.
this-
Where
Looking for the silver lining.
no, it should. I imagine this has to go to Zozo, right? We'll see if maybe Dovahkiin
I
can get some
mean,
up and
yeah,
down,
we
but-
know nothing about what their builds normally are,
That's true.
but
Maybe
I mean,
Zozo sits at home for a while. No,
Yeah, the
Zozo
fact-
went early Robo, right?
did he?
Yeah, last game he had Immortals coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, he was gonna.
Anyway,
But,
back to
But yeah, the thing that makes it even worse is this: that of course, to make buildings, you have to spend a drone to do it. So it's even worse when you're behind.
That's a good point. Yeah. I guess in the low numbers, Protoss really does have that advantage with being able to warp in. All right, well, Dovahkiin's going to make a go of it. Really getting the gas early, which, I think that is the worst
Yeah, I don't know what you
decision at this point in
I don't know
time.
what
to
you
fully
think you're making. Yeah.
Yeah, on 2 workers, two mining workers there. Oh yeah, no, yeah. With that, this is definitely going to go to Zozo. Zozo now 4 times the supply. One stalker could push across and win. Well, this was an interesting series and definitely not something we've seen. We've never seen the two worker rush like that. I think
really
actually
flat on
one time last season, Fumble.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this
it's the
was-
thing. I kind of wish.
Else.
I don't know. They got to be able to identify each other, and maybe it's a little bit like
now
that
he's getting
idea.
minerals.
The idea of the flat 48 not giving time to like do anything else, because it's not really like there's obviously some interest in worker rush versus worker rush to see who comes up with like the best micro, but it's almost more interesting to have worker rush versus like attacker defender and see if you can perfect the best defense to a worker rush. Because I think that the correct answer was Dovahkiin simply leaving the spawning pool in the first place.
I see why Dovahkiin prioritized gas. Wanted to get 100 for speed.
Yeah.
And now he switched over to
now he's
minerals.
switched
And,
up.
okay, so now
Yeah,
once he
it's
has enough
normal.
drones, he'll be able to start speed and then start building Zerglings. But by
Even
then, we'll already have
an
stalkers
immortal.
knocking on his front
I
door.
mean,
so.
well, this helps.
Oh, we got a
Um,
stuck stalker. Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Good sign. Let's see if this one makes that. Yeah, that one's
All
fine.
right. You could hold one
So yeah,
stalker.
Duck stalker helps. He's
Some
getting speed.
Zerglings. Make some
He's
Zerg. Oh, he
not
doesn't have any
making one.
larva. Ah, he doesn't have a queen.
He's making an overlord
And
right
he
now.
has to make an overlord.
See, should have thought ahead.
All right, well, the stalker's going to slowly chip away at these
I
drones. Here
mean,
gets
the good
one.
news is now he doesn't have to make an overlord. He lost enough drones.
Hey, there you go. Had to free up a little supply for Zerglings.
Yeah.
But now this stalker's going to be able to
There's our
cause
overlord.
some havoc. The immortal will
Need
be making his
4.
way across very shortly, and that's going to be nothing's going to stop the immortal.
Kind of need his spine or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this will not be enough. 2 at a time will not be enough. A queen will help a
About
tiny
4?
bit.
Got 4 at a time.
Yeah, but they're not going to be at a time.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They're going to do that.
Yeah, Queen's getting up a little. Yeah, Warp Prism out now. Yeah, no, this is just going to compound. And Zozo's definitely going to take this. But hey, great games tonight. This was a fun, quick series.
There's
I
the-
like a good worker rush. I do.
Yeah,
I
think
admit
they're
it.
good.
They're evil, but I like them. Yeah, that was a worker bloodbath for sure.
Yeah.
Mortal's here now, and yep, that's going to
Boop,
do it.
boop, 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 boop.
So well done. Zozo, in his debut appearance, will move on in the upper bracket.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if this is the best choice, but he's going to have to face Eris now. So you did this to yourself, Zozo.
Maybe,
You're done-
maybe
you're
it is.
done.
It's
Done yourself in there.
see how it plays out. And yeah, I mean, it might work. I mean, again, you're gonna have to defend Zerg versus Zerg, but I think Zerg, again, if it'll be down to does Eris have special coding for this bot, or at least like
Mhm.
detecting an early rush. If
Now,
he
keep in mind, there will be
identifies it-
updates. There will be updates for
That's
that.
true. Yeah, true. There will be. So
Around
he could code in something specifically to just 12 pool.
Yep.
And shut it down.
All these bots will have a chance to update for that upper brown, but that won't be for 2 weeks' time. Next week, we're going to be diving into each group's lower bracket match, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Yeah, we're done with the games. Thank you everybody for being here. Stick around just for a minute. We'll talk about what's happening next week and then let you go. But here's Group A. So we're going to be doing Phantom Bot versus Xena. We're going to have our first eliminations next week. What happens, and then in the week after, we'll go back into the last part of each group or something, right? And then we'll do the upper. Wait, 1, 2. But yeah, then we'll do the uppers, and then the losers to see who the second player threw it. Yeah, something like that. It's how groups work. You'll all figure it out. Got more groups? What is this? Oh yeah, Dominion Dog Sharpened Edge. That will be a fun one. And again, Rubika, Benbot will be going up against, and one of those will be eliminated. We'll see 4 eliminations next week, and then our final one, Tyr versus
Tyr and
Dovahkiin.
So
Tyr's got to be able to hold the worker rush, right?
Tyr
Tyr's like
probably, yeah.
he was born in the worker rush. Like he's so well versed with dealing with that.
I figure he'll be able to, but
I will say
yeah, I don't know
Dovahkiin
what
didn't
the
start
tactic
though.
is.
Didn't start with the worker rush. So, it's kind of the fallback plan at this point.
I think
I
he
don't-
was. I think he was starting with the 12 pool though.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think he was
It's
I think he was going to do a speedling flood.
a little more average than a worker rush, I'd say. In tune with it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for being here. That is it for our games tonight. Day 2 is finished, and we'll be back tomorrow night. If you're in the Crown Club, come watch PostBots. You can come watch it free. Well, I mean, it's free with your subscription to our Crown Club, but
Yes.
no, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna play a game. We're gonna have again the creator of Artificially Intelligent, the YouTube channel there, and we'll be picking his brain about pathing and talking about maps and fun stuff like that. Hopefully, you can join us. But seriously, thank you all for being here. Thank you to our bot authors for giving us such awesome bots. We have now seen every bot in the season, all 16 of them. So you should have a good idea what's going on and what to expect in weeks to come. And don't forget, when we hit our round of 8, we'll be doing fantasy brackets once again, and you can create predictions of your own. That'll be in a few weeks' time. So make sure you join the forum, join the Discord, all that jazz. Let us know what your favorite GG is. Everyone likes the first one. Good choice. All right, we're going to let you all go, and then if we don't see you tomorrow night for PostBots, we'll see you next week on Thursday. Endersword will be back. I will be back. At least, we hope so. Unless the robots take over and destroy us all.
Possible. Probably not by tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. All right, have a good night, everybody. Thank you again for being here, and we'll see you next time.